Just pretending fun times is the most I'll ever promise. I just want to point out, I started this precedent of having a question for all the players on this channel. I started this precedent and I'm still never prepared for it. So this is always really fun that I started this and I never. So hello everyone. I'm Robert the GM at Robbie Rowan. I will be your game master for this evening. And I think my question is going to be, what would your character's favorite college elective have been if they went to college in our times? That's me. So Montana, you are the mute.
You're muted.
Oh no.
Oh, I got it. For some reason,
there
the
we
switch
go.
went off. Hello, I'm Montana. I play Throck the Unsatisfied, a crocodilian Circle the Moon druid. There we go. I got it. Yeah, and Throck's elective, it would probably be communications. Actually, he'd probably want to branch out to something that he's probably going to feel like he's going to use a lot in the world, and it's going to come up. Yeah, so communications.
Great.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin, and I play Proserpina, the Tiefling Arcane Archer. Her elective would that's a fairly easy one, actually. Thank you, Rob. That makes it easy for me. Would be because she loves meeting new people and learning about new cultures and trying their foods and their intoxicants. Would be a cultural anthropology class.
Love it. Love it.
That's amazing. Hi guys, I'm Hope. I play Chatter, who is a Circle of the Shepherd Werewolf Druid. Chatter's college elective would most definitely be like a field class, like where you go out and you see like the little wildlife and things. So probably like local ecology, like sort of biology class,
Yeah.
We're like, oh, your local water system or whatever it's called. I forget. It's been a long time. I'm no scientist. I color for a living.
Wow, way undersold.
So, hi, I'm Ember. I'm playing Fang today, and his elective would probably be. I don't want to just give the same answer as Hope, but it's probably just the same answer as Hope.
Sure.
So
Wow.
he'd be some kind of outside nature person.
Hey, I hope you're just a trendsetter, okay? I think we're okay with that. Now, I would ask you, maybe what race and class is Fang?
He's a shifter fighter.
Cool.
He's a Houndmaster fighter.
Yes, no, Fang's class is copying the answers off of everyone else's class. He can't understand school.
That is frighteningly accurate.
Okay, so hey, I am Obadiah. I'm playing Hong Huzi, your half drow warden extraordinaire, and his favorite elective would be found at the bottom of a bottle of cheap beer because he is here at this college because it was voted #1 party school in the nation 3 years running.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he is not
LSU?
here to learn things.
Yes, I definitely imagine like just the amount of pure blow-off classes the Hong Huzi, the most effort Hong Huzi would put into college would be, which is the most blow-off class I can take.
How many hours can how can I make progress on my degree path and also have accomplished absolutely nothing? That way I can maximize the amount of time I am spending drinking.
Because there's almost nothing more Hong Huzi to me than spending effort into not having to like do work. Like doing work so that things are so easy.
I know he would be like legitimately popular among like underclassmen in his fraternity because he's like, no, here you're gonna take these classes, and they'll be able to do like you'll be able to do like a straight 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Drunk off your ass.
Yeah. Amazing.
Hey everyone, thanks. I'm Val. This is my channel. I bring to you today our half-drow blade singer wizard. Anja, she is going through some shit, but Anja is the actual person here who went to college, so like her answer is the real answer, and she would probably
the question was though in modern times.
Yeah,
like in a modern college. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But so it would have to be either between a fashion design class or a biology class that focuses on weird animal-shaped penises. Because that's we might have to deal with that today. I'm not sure.
I don't know, y'all. If that is a class that exists out there, I need some links. Anyway,
reptile sexuality.
Just to the class, though.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, for instance, Val, if the viewers out there wanted to make that class canon in Aureal, is there a way they could do that?
Oh yes, there are definitely.
Or even increase the odds that the players could find it.
Right. So you can do that with your bits, subs, and donations on this channel. For every 100 biddies that you give the channel, you can give us a reroll or a luck point, mechanically the same thing, that we can use. Anyone here, just if you see our face, you can throw us one of those. If you subscribe to the channel or give subs to the channel, you can give nat 1s or nat 20s to anyone that you see here. If you just want crazy shit to happen, you gotta give us straight up money. Just donate through Streamlabs or Coffee. If you do it through Coffee, just let me know, because I don't have alerts set up for my Coffee. But, you know, $5 or more, there is a scale of things to happen. What we were talking about earlier today, that was like clearly a $20 donation.
Somebody wanted to cuddle a beholder.
If you want a very cuddly beholder to show up today, that's easily just straight up $20.
But if you want just a beholder show up, that's like only like $5.
That's only like
minimum.
$5, but to make him cuddly is $20.
Making cuddly is the extra.
But yeah, that's us, and that's what you can do here. I see some people without some Velociraptor faces, so I hope to have those later. But without further ado, Rob, go ahead and take us away on our adventure, please.
And take us away, I shall. Where to? Great question. The world of Aureal, of course. This fantasy world that a year and a half ago had its relative tranquility shattered by the Gith Yankee. These kind of alien humanoids. They look kind of like elves with slightly like tanner brown skin with elongated skulls, who have pretty potent psionic abilities that they usually channel into their silvered weapons. They invaded with an entire armada and army behind it of astral flying ships, and shoved everyone out of the Underdark, closed it off, and said they were going to purge it of the Illithid Mind Flayer threat. They also kept the surface under martial law, just in case any of those Underdark denizens they had allowed to live had somehow smuggled, intentionally or unintentionally, Illithid out. And so that's the world we hop into almost 2 years ago, in fact, now, since we've been a couple months through in the campaign.
Yeah.
The party has learned that though the Githyanki influence has not just spread across the material plane, but seems to be all of the planes, or at least most of them, the ones that they've seen. That including the obviously the material plane, the ethereal plane, which seems to be being destroyed by the leader of the Githyanki, Blackheath, an exceptionally powerful lich, as well as the Feywild, and maybe a few others. And so the party has begun to make a cross-continental journey to stop this main incursion upon the Feywild, one of the kind of mirror planes of the material plane, and has taken a shortcut. It is technically a shortcut through the Underdark, that thing that the Githyanki closed off. They found out that the Githyanki aren't just trying to purge the Illithid threat, but just the entire Underdark, it seems. And so they have basically gone through in a completely barren section of the Underdark. They passed through a massive colony of myconid, these kind of fungus creatures, and came upon their kind of pit stop they had to make in order to get the map through the Underdark. The manor of one Lady Hareen, an exceptionally powerful alchemist drow noble who is responsible for Hung Huzi's life and warden powers, and has charged them with killing off her late husband, question mark, as well as the members of the order she had founded / revived, question mark. Lots of question marks. There were undead that at the very least claimed to be her former husband and the Order of the Wilted Rose, which they had already found out she and that late husband had supposedly either revived or even maybe founded. The party was able to gain a bit of loot from all the exceptionally lavish things in the manor, as well as some magical items, although it did collapse as they killed off the rest of the undead members of this order. And now they are outside of the ruins of said manor, fairly tired, having been attacked by traps and undead, and now thinking about what to do next. So, what do we want to do? Yes.
You mentioned at the end of last session that it's the full moon.
I also did mention that Chatter, despite being underground, you do have a sense that it is the full moon. For reasons that I'm sure are not relevant.
Not at all. Nope. Cool. I just want to make sure that I remembered correctly.
You sure did.
Fine. Cool. Thank you for that.
Of course. So yes. You all are standing in the mostly still complete maze of like hundreds of kinds of fungi. There is a giant path, a swath that was created by Throck, the Unsatisfied, kind of the way you came, which was burnt away by apparently Githyanki Sorcerer. And you all have seen that there are a couple other ways out of this large manor chamber. Although, yeah, what the rest of you, what you want to do now is entirely up to you. You would wager it's later in the day, so you could probably get a little travel done, but you could also just set up camp here where there is a lot of visibility and such.
And also, do we know which way is out of here? Like,
yeah,
that's
the map.
Okay.
The map, Hong Huzi has is for both getting to the manor and then back out of the Underdark.
Okay. Like, about how long, like, travel time?
A few days.
According to the map, it'd be a few days. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Anja is perfectly willing to set up camp here since it is very visible. But if people want to go in a little bit further, she's not going to fight either war.
Huzi would prefer to get a little bit farther away.
Okay.
Into a tunnel.
Okay. In a tunnel we go unless someone argues otherwise.
Sure. What are you all searching for in terms of a camp location? Like, do you care if it has been like irradiated away by Gith yet, or if there is anything
absolute best case on the way and has already been cleared.
Okay. Yeah, make a survival check with advantage, because I'm sure your party is helping you, Hung Huzi, since you are the one that seems to be the main reason.
Survival advantage.
Yes. Oof. Yeah, you all travel for another 2 hours, and it is nothing but tunnel. You actually gather that the fact that there are no caverns is probably an intentional defense mechanism on the pathway to this noble house is you can't gather forces in this tiny tunnel.
I can actually make us a hole to go in, because we're not finding one. It's been a while.
Yeah, this isn't working.
I like the idea of making a home.
I'm going to cast Move Earth. It's
Yeah, so my
Soul
question
spell.
would be, so how big is the hut again?
The tiny
Andre?
hut.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, just be careful, Throck, because there are things down here that tend to hunt things that touch the ground, like big noises, essentially. So tiny hut is.
But if you are in a tiny hut, it can
Yeah.
fit, yeah.
9 creatures of medium size can fit in it, so there's that.
Yeah, does it
it's
say how?
a 10-foot
okay.
radius, a mobile dome of force
Okay.
springs into
And-
existence. Yeah.
And how much are you allowed to move with the spell?
I can affect 40 foot of square.
Perfect. Yeah. So
Yeah.
my question then would be, so with that, you can either give like some space for the hut, like not just have it the hut, or I would allow you to create enough space for the hut and then close it off again. That would mean you'd have to unseal it in the morning, but with the 40 feet of movement, I would say you could create a perfect like imprint for the dome and then cover it back up so that people walking through the tunnel can't even see it. But you would just have to do
yes.
that again in the morning.
Yes, I will.
Can I ask Throck a question while he's doing this?
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes for me to shape
Oh,
the earth.
perfect.
So
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
So Chatter is going to see Throck like doing this earth bending, and he's going to and walk up to him and hey there, buddy. So it's getting to be that time of the month, and I was wondering if maybe you could like stick me in there so that just in case things get hairy, I can't hurt anybody.
Yeah, I can do something. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to make like a cage behind us made out of the wall. So like it's gonna be so this is the wall like where we're gonna start. Gonna have like the hut here, and then gonna have like a room behind us with like a hole in the wall so we can kind of keep an eye on Chatter.
Understood.
Thanks, buddy. And gives him a pat on the head and gives him some of his rations that he bought specially to give to Throck. Jerky and
And
stuff.
then while he's doing all of that shaping, was I the one who grabbed the book from the chamber the devil was in?
Believe so. Yes.
I want to peruse that.
Yes. So I'm assuming that there's going to be some identifying and or studying of objects. So if those come up, let me know, and I will let you know what you have. And then yes, you may spend kind of the rest of the downtime of the evening, because normally you have to stay up for watches, but you're in a tiny hut, so not really necessary. So you can spend that 2 hours starting to read through the journal you have. Anyone else have things they want to do before resting?
Cry.
Okay.
Or
I'm
pretend
gonna
not
move
to
off on
in
my
any
own.
way.
Let's think.
I'm gonna go.
Fang and his
Archer.
wolves are gonna go hunting for
Okay.
a little bit.
You're gonna just
you
go off
have
on your own?
You have 2 hours before you need to be back.
I would also
Okay.
say, Fang, that you do know that like you're in a dead zone. Like there's a reason you didn't really go this way, because this place
It's
this
all
way
good.
is like for a good ways, like by the time when Throck tells you you have 2 hours, you would not be able to like realistically hunt anything unless you got exceptionally lucky and there was something that wandered in, and then you wouldn't be able to get to something and then get back. Like it's more than an hour out is dead. From what
Okay.
you know.
He'll just kind of go on a little bit of a walk then, but he won't do anything, and he'll keep his eyes open.
Sure.
He'll make sure to get back in time. If he sees any tracks, I don't know. He's lucky enough.
You see literal zero tracks.
Zero. Okay.
You look like you are the first living being to walk through this tunnel since the Gith Yankee killed everything inside it.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is a fun thing.
It's worth a try.
Yeah. Anybody else have things they want to kind of do? I heard Proserpina goes off by herself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go sit off by myself, sort of running my hand along my bow. Just a lot of thinking going on. Just a lot of stuff that I'm tooling over in my mind. Things that have happened, questions I now have about who I am and what I'm good for. Because I've never killed a human being or a humanoid before I started on this. I would always scare them away. I mean, you put up a fight, bandits run away, you shoot fire from your hands, but I've never used my bow to kill other than hunting. And now, we faced the slide. I couldn't heal the stick. I mean, it's clear from the Order of the Will to the Rose that the gods don't fucking like me, so may as well not ask them for help. I'm too stupid to use magic. And all I'm good for is killing.
That's not true,
I wanted to know who my parents were, but the question now is, who am I?
Are you speaking out, like thinking out loud?
No, she is thinking.
Okay.
She's thinking.
This is the thought process.
Yeah.
Just as she runs her hand along the bowstring.
I apologize.
Not
I thought she was
just
saying it out loud.
No. So Proserpina's like off in a corner,
Okay.
out of kind of earshot of all of
All right,
you.
I apologize.
No problem.
That's fine. Just it's like everyone here can do something. I mean, everyone here can kill. They don't need me. And what if maybe I should have let the guy kill me? Maybe they would have let my friends go free, or the Walter Rose wouldn't bother them anymore. Maybe it would have been so much easier with. Because now I don't even know. What if I find out who my parents are, but what if I don't know who I am? What if what I am is just someone who can kill? I always used my skill to provide food and to entertain people. I don't like killing. I don't like the fact that when I killed that Gith Yankee that was fireballing Anja, that I could have stopped. I didn't have to shoot him on the way down. I made that choice. And I kind of enjoyed it, and I don't like what that says. What if one person I killed was, I pull out one of my long knives that my father gave me when I left home. I run it on the wrist where I have that little rubber band that I pop myself when I curse, and I break the rubber band. What if it doesn't fucking matter? What if I killed myself in the process? And then I go back and join the group.
Well, as the rubber band falls to the ground, please make a perception check for me.
Alrighty.
Yeah. As the rubber band falls to the ground, you're just kind of like looking out. You're just around like a corner, just so you can have some privacy to think all this from the group. And as it hits the ground, you see small little dust prints, like the kind of the small footprints of like a really small creature, like invisibly kind of step back in reaction to that. As if like there's a very small little invisible thing nearby. and you hear just like the faintest beating of wings, and a little voice kind of rings out. What you thinking about?
Just stuff. Just stuff that's happened and what it means. I'm probably too stupid to understand.
Is there? Can you think about things other than stuff?
That's a good question.
Huh.
Can you think about things other than stuff? I mean, you can think about things that are not stuff. I mean, like ideas, but are ideas stuff?
Yes.
Oh, I guess you can't think about things that's not stuff. I guess you're right.
Huh.
I don't know. Wait, who am I talking to?
Me?
Who's me?
I am me, and you are you. Yes.
You know, yesterday I would have agreed, but right now I don't know who I am. So, you got a name?
Yeah, but that's Geraldine.
That's a pretty name.
Yes.
Okay, well, Geraldine, can I see you?
Not right now.
Okay.
But if I do this and you see a probably like half-foot tall, small, like spindly red creature with bat wings and a little scorpion tail appear.
Oh, your skin's
Looks
the same
pretty
color as
haggard.
mine.
Huh?
Your skin's the same color as mine.
Yeah.
I don't see that very often.
No. Well, it was a little brighter before when my diet was a little better.
Oh, I know how that goes. I know, yeah. So what you doing here?
Not much. Kind of sucks. This place is creepy. I don't like it here. There's no people.
Yeah, I mean, I wish there were more people so I could talk to them and I could learn from them and I could see what they like and I could see their clothes, I could eat their food, I could drink their drinks.
I like some of those things too, yeah.
Yeah. So where are you from?
Out of town.
Okay. Me too.
Oh, cool. Where are you going?
I don't really know exactly. I started to point out, I think that way, but it might be that I'm kind of lost down here in terms of
Are you
direction.
leaving this like cavey bit?
Kinda.
Are you going somewhere that's not a cave?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Good. I would like to follow.
Okay.
I was supposed to probably be doing something, but it's been a bit.
Well, I was doing something that I kind of got sidetracked because I got on the wrong ship. I know how.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh.
want to come with us?
Yeah.
I'm sure you won't mind.
Great. Although, I don't like being seen much.
Well, I mean, I get that. I mean, trust me. I point to the horns and then the tail. People kind of react funny when they see it.
What kind of jokes do they make?
Really, really bad ones usually.
Oh.
They ask if my father threw a cup of leaf water at a witch. That's why I'm a teeth flame.
Did he?
I don't know. I've never met him. I was adopted, so I never met my birth father.
Huh.
I don't know who he is.
Oh. Who is my dad? Do I have a dad? Is that how I work?
Everybody has a dad.
Normally I can ask someone these kind of questions.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Anyway, yeah. Cool. Are we friends now? Is that how that works? Oh, yes.
So.
Walking around sucks, and flying around all the time also sucks.
I bet your wings get tired.
Yeah. But my
legs
get even more tired.
Oh, I bet. So you can sit on my shoulder. I think I can
Okay.
hold you.
Kind of like flutters over, and again, like this creature is not looking exceptionally healthy. Like it's
Want some
tiny
food?
anyway, but it's like pretty thin and frail.
I give
and
it one of my rations.
Thanks. And
You're welcome.
disappears again.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And so then I head back over to the group.
Before she goes back, is there just a point where it's like just Anja and Hung Huzi, like in the tiny hut? From what I'm understanding?
Sure, probably.
Yeah. Very awkwardly quiet, I'm assuming. Like, there's just like a moment where I'm probably just like kind of going through my things a bit nonchalantly with really just no purpose, just more of like, Anja doesn't know what to do with dead space right now, but she's gonna look up at you, Hung Huzi, and she's gonna be like, is it okay for you just to let, Proserpina walk around by herself?
I gotta give her some space. And besides, all things considered, don't know that I'm exactly her favorite right now.
Like, Proserpina's favorite?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Call it a feeling. People don't tend to, well, you know, everybody likes Hong Huzi when he's all fun and games. Don't make a lot of friends. Don't make a lot of friends when it comes time for business. And business usually isn't pleasant.
Yeah, I guess it is. Goes back to just fiddling with her stuff. At one point just changes into her long underwear because fuck nightgowns right now. It's cold, we're underground. And just wraps herself in her bedroom and her bedroll and just like lies down with like her back just like facing anyone that and I would like to point out this little fellow, because Anja doesn't know about it, he'll be locked out of the tiny hut. Like, that's how tiny huts work.
Who will?
Because this guy, this little creature that Proserpina has,
yeah.
right? So just a reminder of that as it happens.
Correct.
Soft sobs.
And Hong Huzi, friend of the year, is going to try and pretend he can't hear anything as he reads what will probably be a very upsetting journal.
Oof.
Yeah. So, what was Cheddar off doing, by the way? I trying to remember.
Hanging out in his
Chatter's
garage.
being sealed in the wall in a little
right.
tiny room.
Yeah, that's right. Great. So I'll
He's
say
just like
at this
sitting
point,
in a little space.
We can see you. You
Yeah.
can't see us.
right, you just
He
see
doesn't
the
I don't
opaque
think he
dome.
realizes that everyone can see him.
No, you've been in the tiny hut. You know that people inside can see out.
Oh, I thought like because of the way that the window was in the room. Okay.
No,
okay.
yeah.
So never mind. Yeah, he
so
does.
yeah.
He knows he can't see them, so he's just gonna sit there and like whittle something.
Yeah, because basically you know that the tiny hut is opaque from the outside but clear from the inside.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he's used to that. I think he hasn't slept in it many times, so he knows.
You guys have been sleeping in it recently while you're in the Underdark and stuff.
Right. Okay.
And before we
Basically-
were in the Underdark, we were definitely inside of it all the time.
Yeah.
So.
So yes.
I would actually like to go to Anja and
Great.
ask, can you check some stuff for me? You know, with that wand.
No.
Oh.
Maybe tomorrow when it's charged. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Pulls a thing over her head.
And then he's gonna like go and try and find like Proserpina, like if it's been around.
Yeah, I'll say
an hour
like
and a
yeah,
half or
you
something
two
like
you
that.
two like meet before she gets to the hut.
Cool. Hey.
Oh, hey.
We got to get back soon. I'm gonna seal off the hut for the night.
Okay. I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming. I sort of move on a little bit slower, just still kind of
Yeah,
thinking.
Throck takes a moment, and he thinks for a second. And he's like, are you all right?
I give him the fake smile. I'll be fine. I've just got some stuff to think about. But thank you.
Okay. And then he's just gonna walk behind her and go into the hut and wait for Fang.
Yep. As Proserpina walks in, everyone does hear like sound.
Hong Huzi is going to like shoot up and then take a sit out.
I was walking behind her. Do I see anything?
Make a perception check. Nope. Something made that sound, but you didn't see what.
What was that?
I don't what I heard something. What?
You
I don't
okay?
recognize that voice.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
okay,
fine.
Geraldine?
What?
What? He just sits up. What?
Are you talking to me, Proserpina?
No.
What did
Talking
you
to
say?
Geraldine. It was Geraldine who's made out.
There's just a voice from the air.
I don't know. I mean,
Who is
it's magic.
there?
I don't understand magic.
Who is there if you don't reveal yourself going to have to get forceful?
No response.
I think maybe you guys are going a little bit loony.
Me too.
They're not loony, Chatter. We're all just kind of tired. I don't know, Geraldine. I don't know what's going on.
Who is Geraldine?
Geraldine's my friend.
How long?
An hour?
He's just gonna close his eyes because like every time it looks like something happens.
I told you.
Okay.
I told you.
Okay. What?
I told
It's
you.
What
okay.
is-
Sometimes making an imaginary friend can help through traumatizing and strange situations.
Imaginary friends don't have voices other people can hear.
The last time
Geraldine's not imaginary.
we heard
Geraldine's
voices.
got skin the same color as mine.
Maybe Proserpina's really good at throwing her voice.
How do you throw your voice if you can't put it in your hands?
You just go like this. Hello. And he does like a terrible job. Like he just kind of like speaks in a slightly higher inflection and just kind of like looks around like, whoa, did you guys hear that? That was pretty crazy.
Whoa!
I'm very confused.
The point is, there's an extra.
Geraldine's a little shy.
Is there an extra tiefling here?
Would Fang have got there by this point?
No, I'll say you're still out and about.
I don't think Geraldine's a tiefling.
What is Geraldine?
You can make a religion
Really,
check.
really tiny and hungry.
We're all hungry.
I mean, really, really tiny and kind of hungry and
If
really,
you guys
really,
are hungry,
really good at thinking. Some really deep thoughts.
if you
Is
guys
that-
are hungry, I can help with that.
Is that enough information for me to try and figure out what that could be?
I mean, you're allowed to roll dice, of course, always. So Proserpina, you may also roll a religion check if you would like to see if,
Oh, this will be hilarious.
yeah.
Let's
Just-
see what happens.
I'm just sitting up at this point, like
Yeah, no,
just
you're
watching
good.
y'all have this conversation with a thing, or each other,
mean-
or unsure.
Yeah, at this point, Hanguzi, you're not sure you can actually like count out an imaginary friend who somehow has a voice. You're not sure. You don't. You like. There's been enough weird things that have happened, especially around Proserpina, that you don't actually know if you can count that theory out.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna stay out. I'm gonna stay outside. I don't like this.
Actually, I don't mind keeping watch tonight.
No, it's.
I'll help.
Yeah. Gerald, you know, help me.
Like every single time, like the voice speaks, like you see Hong Uzi like twitch. like.
Can I roll religion check? Because I actually do speak Infernal. So.
Yes, and I would say roll with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking imp. This is probably an imp. If it's invisible and small, and yeah, it's probably just an imp.
He like kind of goes. He kind of like skirts around Proserpina, kind of looking at her up and down, and then goes in the hut, and then goes up beside like in between Anja and like Hong Huzi. He's like, I think that's a devil. Like a small,
Like just like the other one, your tribe would have a different name for it, but that name would roughly translate to like minion or server.
Yeah, it's like a servant devil. Like it's small, but probably not powerful, but probably not good. No, definitely not good.
It's like it's a devil. I think they're cosmically not good. If that makes sense.
Can
How is
you
it?
ask if it has a master anywhere nearby? Because I've already got the hut up. I'm in my pajamas. I'm tired. Just would like
you
a
can't get
break.
in here, right?
Nope, definitely can't. But if it's powerful enough, it can dispel the tiny hut.
But then we're gonna be behind a wall.
That is true. I don't really care what y'all do. Just, it's not coming inside. So that you don't have to worry about.
I'm tired. Throck lays down.
I throck. Where do you lie down
So
in the
how
tiny
does it appears that you have been left alone to figure out what to do about this situation?
Like, if you ask her nicely, she will deal with it, but you have to be very nice about it and very delicate. Like,
Chatter's still peeping through his little window.
yeah,
watching.
just like. So is the extra room inside the hut? Like, do we have the room inside the hut or outside the hut?
It's outside the hut.
Okay.
Basically, you
Behind
have, like,
it,
an
I
interrogation
thought.
room.
Okay.
Realizing that it's like opaque, so it's like a two-way mirror. So
Yeah.
we can see Shatter, but it's like it's like literally right behind the hut.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, you're not gonna. I don't know if this is some kind of game. If you, how are you alive? They've been killing everything. Were you in the manor?
No.
Can I insight check a disembodied voice?
You could certainly try.
So let's see what happens.
I believe in you. Ah!
You believe the disembodied voice.
Sounds truthful.
Okay.
They kind of skipped the big one with the manor, though.
I'm sorry, Robert. Could you repeat that?
It kind of skipped the big place with the manor inside.
Do you know how long you've been around?
In general, like thousands of years.
Do you remember the name of your infernal master?
No. I feel like no.
That doesn't sound
No,
right.
not at all.
That's. I feel like that's not. I feel like that's not the answer you're supposed to give.
Meh. Maybe. I guess.
Are you just? Are you just? Are you just stranded?
Huh?
Are you just stranded?
Yes, that is my name.
I thought your
Stranded.
name was Geraldine.
Yes, that is all. That is my first name, Geraldine Stranded. Yes.
Geraldine Stranded. I like the name. It suits you.
Yes, I would also like a suit.
Uncle, can we go shopping and get in a suit?
Yes.
They will lynch us if we try to do that. It's not going to be good.
Well, it'll be so cute. We could put it. We could put it in a prom, and we could
Lynchings are pretty
no
cute.
know anything.
What?
I'm just gonna look in the direction
What?
I heard that. I'm gonna try to go to sleep now.
Okay, I will be watching.
my hand squeezes. It almost like one of my swords. I'm just. All right.
Just stay here, Geraldine. I promise we'll be here in the morning.
Okay. At this point, Fang, you return. I'll say Fang, you return hearing, okay, just from the air.
I'm suddenly just kind of confused. Do I smell anything different?
You smell like a faint whiff of brimstone and body odor.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
The general direction, sure.
Just kind of look in that direction. Just like, why? What are you? I don't like this.
There's a is he in earshot of me when he's there's you see Hong who's just kind of sitting in the most defeated you have seen him in the very short time you've known him. There's an imp here now. Don't worry about it.
I do not know what an imp is. Is it dangerous?
Very.
No.
Shh. Shh.
They're really cute.
Yes, we are.
If it's not dangerous, I don't care.
I'm very dangerous.
And I'll have to kill you.
I'm semi-dangerous.
I'll still have to kill
You
you.
don't gotta kill him. He's really, really nice.
Dangerous is dangerous.
I'm dangerous to your enemies.
That's better.
Aha! Yes.
Fang doesn't like that with tooth and claw.
Amazing. So, other than Hong Huzi reading a memoir, is anybody else doing anything before heading to bed?
I'm gonna actually take a look at that runic, the runic rock that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of give it a little more investigation.
If I remember correctly, so this is
Pretty sure this is the one that was in the
runic clanstone.
room with the devil because I broke
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
from your old tribe or your
Yes.
tribe's ancestors thing.
Yes, that's what it
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just spend some time kind of looking at that.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
A wisdom, just wisdom, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
just your spellcasting ability, so wisdom. Okay. You feel a slight connection to it, but you think that you're going to have to spend more time meditating on it.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah. Long as you begin reading this journal, you see that it is mostly plans for alchemical inventions. However, there are interspersed journal entries. You find out, for instance, that the mixture that you have imbibed as a punishment for your indiscretions. So first of all, you know exactly what it does now. If you consume any amount of alcohol, it converts it into poison. Just within your body, it is technically a curse. It is an alchemical mixture powerful enough to be considered a curse, as is the other effects that you all sustained. That those were the Hureen's boons of varying different kinds, where essentially they are just basically activators. They sit in your system and do nothing until something else interacts with them, and then they kill you. You see that this was planned out in like the first 3 years she really knew you. This is not like a new thing. She's had this. She has had this for a long time. Basically, it would have been made. Essentially, you can tell me how long ago this was, I suppose. Basically, as soon as you joined your group that worships the drow goddess of hedonism, she made this just in preparation.
That's probably not very. It's probably like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, like probably as soon as so about like 20 something years ago.
Yeah, so she's been sitting on this for 20 years, waiting for you to disappoint her. Is what you gather from that.
Mm-hmm.
You do also see so this is a very dense and ciphered journal. She doesn't just write things plainly, so I am going to need an investigation check. See how much else you are able to parse tonight.
Let's see. I see 5. I'm going to pop a luck point.
Great.
Yeah.
From the audience, yes.
Okay, this is you helped me. 19.
A 19 is significantly better. So the first thing you notice, first of all, it appears that this journal has the so this is something you could figure out first if you like. After this, you figure out that the pages are not in chronological order. The entries are not. There seems to be another cipher that tells you when these things are dated, that you would have to spend more time picking out before you would be able to like find the first entry or the last entry or anything in between. However, you do decipher a couple entries. And I'm gonna make a roll and see just how spicy on a scale of 1 to 20. Okay, 13. So pretty spicy. So you find, so there was in basement, there was that massive kind of container that dripped out some stuff onto the devil. So you find out that that is a entirely new kind of ooze that Lady Hareen has invented. That is, as about as sentient as any other ooze, and basically propagates itself by, basically, I'll just say it mechanically. It does con damage. It when it hits you, it doesn't hurt you. It just makes you lose con.
Are you
And that's
are you
how
bringing
it.
some 3.5 bullshit into here? Is what I'm
Hey,
hearing?
listen, shadows can take your strength. This ooze can take your con, y'all. And that's all it does. It literally
Like
just
a guest.
yeah, it just takes your life force out of you, and that's how it propagates itself. And so that was how you assume. That is how it is explicitly said. She kept that devil, which she does not mention who, what, or why it was there. How the devils kept unable to break any restraints.
Yeah, so I figure, like, yeah, between that and like, because I assume I ran into like the recipe for specifically what she put in me first, and also like enough context to realize that like she invented us, about 20 something years ago, and like, wait, that obviously could not have happened shortly before she like shortly before like she like figured that out, like, and I figured that's about when I figured, oh, these aren't in. This is not a left to right thing, and it's definitely not a right to left thing. There, I've got to do some more work on this.
Yes. So that is what you garner from Hareen's journal for tonight. So everyone, unless there's anything else, you all begin to drift asleep.
I was about to say, there is something I'd like to do.
Please.
If I notice that Shatter isn't there, she's the only one really being, or he was the only one really being nice to me, I'd inquire, somebody, where is Shatter?
Everyone
And then
just
you're
simultaneously points into the back, like from where they're all laying down.
Why?
Are you in the hut?
Yeah.
Okay, so I shut the wall in front of the so make sure it's shut.
Why is he locked back there? What did he do to deserve punishment?
He asked.
You guys just see Chatter reading a bedtime story to his squirrel parents. And it's just like a leaf because he's making up the story, but he's pretending to read a book.
Yes.
I love it.
It's their favorite.
What story is it?
It's the story of the ugly duckling. Because he feels like the ugly duckling that was adopted by the squirrels. So he like inserts himself into the story.
You're gonna eventually just kind of see Fang's face pop up in front of your window. Why are you in there?
Chatter can't see Fang. Can he hear him?
No. You have to leave the hut. Like we're
we're
trapped in the hut. Like there's an entrance, and like that has been blocked now that everybody is in. And there's like a separate room, made of earth that is not a part of the hut. If I'm understanding correctly, right? That's outside that we can see Shatter, but Shatter can't see and hear us.
So if I stick my head out of the dome, I can.
You can't stick it out of the dome itself. You have
So
to.
he
There's
could.
a door.
There'd be enough room to like stick his head out the dome like towards the room Chatter is in.
Okay.
Because there's enough room to see. So like I would say just enough to be able to speak to Chatter and hear.
Okay.
But that's about it.
So then I guess the question is still why?
So.
Chatter kind of like looks up and like you see him kind of like lean down and like apologize to his parents as he like folds the leaf like back over and he looks I have chosen to ostracize myself because as a protective measure just in case I transform on account of the moon being full and killing or hurting anybody ever.
I will say, Fang, being a shifter, you do now that you're like thinking about it. You haven't like had to think about it because you haven't been on the surface, but yes, it is the full moon tonight. You would kind of have a vague sense of that.
You should meet some of the elders in the tribe. They can help you with that.
Sorry, my headphone fell out. What did you say?
Oh, he said that you should meet some of the elders of my tribe. They would be able to help you with controlling this.
Really?
Well, yes, my race are, we are moon touched, though not in the way you are.
Moon touched. It's pretty
Yeah.
nifty.
You just see him kind of lean forward a little bit, and his snout elongates a little bit, and teeth get longer and sharper a little bit. Yeah,
That's so cool. Look at your snoot. And he like wishes he kind of does like one of these with his finger because he wants to scritch it, but he can't.
It's something we can do with practice.
That's really cool. It's kind of like something that I can do, but... And he like wild shapes into like a very auburn golden retriever. He does a boof.
Nice. Well, I will leave you to it, and good luck.
Thanks. And what? Go ahead.
Is this your first moon?
It is my first moon. First of many.
I would suggest biting something or having something to bite. It helps. Or so I've heard.
He kind of like winces a little bit and furrows his brow. And he looks down at Mom Squirrel and Dad Squirrel. And he kind of like takes them in his hands and like puts them down like outside the little window of the interrogation room that's far too small for him, and kind of like chatters something in like kind of like a squirrel speak for them to like go be with everybody else. You could see like kind of his eyes are kind of wet because he's never away from them.
Yeah, you see they also like look very verklempt. You see the mama squirrel like puts on like a little acorn cap as a parasol and like waves a little like leaf like a fan as they go.
That's amazing.
The daddy squirrel's like has like a stiff upper lip, but you see it like quivering. Were mom and dad squirrel included in the tiny hut?
Of course, like Mom and Dad Squirrel are always included inside the tiny hut.
I figured.
Bless.
Because I'm guessing
Always.
Chatter is not.
Yeah, of course.
Don't
Mom
include
and
Chatter tonight.
Yeah,
So
yeah, Mom and Dad are
you all
always
see
there.
Mom and Dad jump into the.
But the real question is, now that we have confirmed they are British, what I want to know is where they are from.
We're British.
Love
From the
it.
same forest the Chatter's from, which the name is escaping me at the moment, but
At this point,
they're from there.
Anja is like sitting up because everyone is still just talking and doing stuff, and she's just sitting up, like waiting for everyone to just be quiet.
Thing is,
And Daffodil, or Dandelion, can you please give your doggo some extra scritches for me, please?
yes, but I have something for you first. He's just gonna go into his pack. He pulls out a piece of leather. It's just a really thick piece of leather. Came off the hide of something big, like maybe a bluet or something that he'd hunted before, and it's got chew marks on it. You can see, and he hands it to her through the window.
And Chatter takes the leather, and at first is kind of like a bit put off for a moment at the prospect of putting this in his mouth because he's a vegan. But he recognizes because of what Dandelion / Fang said, and sits down with it and kind of just like puts it in his mouth, and
Tastes weird.
Yeah.
you see
My
his
name
tongue just
is-
kind of around it, like.
My name is written on the back. Don't spread it.
I turn it over and I look at the name.
It says Fang, crudely written. It was his first attempt at writing.
Fang. Hey guys, his name's a Fang.
No one hears this.
No, we
Please
can
play
hear.
only
We can hear from inside the tiny hut. Like that's how that works. You can see and hear
Oh, you
everything
can? Okay, never
going
mind.
on outside. It's just everything outside can't see and hear
right.
what's going on inside.
I'm gonna roll to disbelief.
But yeah, he's. Thank you, Fang.
Don't mention it.
I already did.
Oh, these beans.
Yeah. So you all head to sleep and chatter.
Finally.
As you start drifting to sleep, you feel like you've had this sense since you left that chamber that it is the full moon. You can feel that kind of pull. The only time you felt something similar is deep within the middle of your home forest. There is the massive kind of plateau where the spirits reside, where your totems that you channel with take physical form. And there's this kind of similar pull. But when you go to that hill, like all the spirits have kind of a different thought and feel. But this doesn't feel like any of them. It feels like an anger, a hunger, in a way that none of them have. There are protective spirits in the forest, but there are none that feel this hungry. As you start to feel that sense grow stronger and stronger, you start to feel yourself growing even yet slightly taller as your limbs elongate just a bit and your hands become more claws and your mouth becomes full of fangs instead of teeth. And everyone else, whoever is maybe still awake, sees now, the already imposing figure of Chatter, now a full were-tiger. The ears, fangs, claws, maw, this massive imposing form. Now, I am not going to take control of you because this is your character. However, you are now a feral lycanthrope with your spells. How do you think you would react as a lycanthrope to being in this box? And what would you do?
So I have my spell.
Yeah, you're Chatter.
Oh, cool. Because I didn't know how this was going to go for
No worries.
from a mechanical standpoint. So that is very cool.
You
How much
have
of my
your spell.
faculties do I still have, or my
So
personality?
you are Chatter, but for instance, that pacifism is gone. You currently just need to eat something. You have a uncontrollable desire to fight, hunt, just be a wild animal.
am hungry.
Yeah,
Cool.
you're not evil, but you are a wild animal in a cage.
Right. So seeing the window, seeing that I'm in the space here, Chatter, he is going to use Shape Earth.
Yeah.
He's just gonna open up that window again and he's gonna...
Despite all my rage, I'm still.
So yeah, you see this cage before you and you growl and you kind of weave your druidic magic and just where's Throck kind of very carefully put built the blocks, just tears it apart. And I will say there's one of you all are at this point. You are post 10th level adventurers. None of you are heavy sleepers at this point, so this is something that you all can notice. But first off, Cheddar, what would you do? You now have like a clear path out of this box. There's this like dome that you can roughly remember has things inside of it, but also you also roughly know you can't get inside of it.
So do I smell a scent of like anything living that can be consumed around?
Give me a perception check with advantage.
Ooh. Let's see.
Okay, so I'll tell you some things.
Oh, advantage.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So there are things inside this dome, but you also, as Cheddar, remember that it's not something you don't think you can get into without magic. You do smell the scent of brimstone and body odor in the air, and there's nothing the way Fang went. You do think that if you go back the way that you came, you do remember there being people.
Would Tiger Chatter recognize this smell, the brimstone fire smell, as something that can be consumed, or would he be like, no, icky?
It doesn't sound pleasant, and also you don't see it, which means it probably is invisible. So I'm gonna leave it up to you whether you think where Chatter would consider that or just going back the way he came to be easier prey.
Right. So does Chatter feel like dispel magic would work on the hut?
Chatter would. Chatter has experienced that happen before.
So Chatter smelling the brimstone and smelling the invisible thing. So anyone watching would just see him kind of like.
Anja's
sniffing
definitely awake at this. Like she's awake and she's like, oh no, oh man.
And they'll just all see like the face, just kind of like this massive like tiger head, just kind of look at the dome and just the saliva sort of like dripping out of the mouth as this gigantic like weird tiger just starts like shuffling towards and just start to cast a spell, and will cast dispel magic.
Would I have gotten a long or short rest at this point?
No.
No? Okay.
No. This is before the long rest has been able to really get anywhere. Unfortunately.
So, question. Since Fang would have known this is happening because he's dealt with First Moon shifters before, would it be plausible to say he was on alert and ready to get up?
None of you are going to be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask if I could attempt to. Technically, I think this is a feat, but essentially attempt to interrupt the spellcasting by like charging or something.
I will say what I will allow you to do, since you would be up and you kind of know what might be happening. I will allow you to essentially make a grapple check opposed by Were Chatter, and if you succeed, then he will have to make a concentration check to cast the spell. Since you're right, this is not technically within the rules, but I like it. So go ahead and make an athletics check, and Were Chatter, you may either make a athletics or acrobatics check. Yes, your strength is where it should be. Great.
To Were Chatter, I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
where is my button?
and am I in hybrid form or tiger form?
You are in hybrid form.
Okay, cool.
So, for the sake of my own character, I would like to impose that nat 1 that's on Chatter.
Okay, so Chatter fails the grapple check. I will say, as part of your transformation, Chatter, do get yourself back up to full here, as
cool.
Supernaturally
Thank
have
you.
a way about you.
Just
that means then, Chatter, I do need you to make a concentration check. So that's a Constitution saving throw, DC.
God damn it.
Unfortunately, Were Chatter is too focused on food, so that means I need everyone to roll initiative. Make
It's
sure you
the
click on
eye
your.
of the chatter.
Right. It's the. So yeah, everyone, make sure you click on your token before you do so, or if you don't, I'll just do it manually. It's all good.
Woo!
Okay.
That was a good roll.
Great.
I have to go find it.
Did we get a chatter one?
I'm also looking for my. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Just
Like,
looking
where
for
is
it.
Um,
Where
Oh,
are we?
God. Why do I always roll so bad on initiative?
I mean, to be
Oh,
fair,
wait,
you have a
actually,
plus
it's a 9.
0.
It's a 9 because I have
Oh, it's a
alert.
9.
Mhm.
Oh, yes. Here, I
Yeah.
will fix that here.
Thanks. I don't know how to fix it in roll 20.
No worries, I'll
It's
take
still
care
the
of it for
worst
you.
out of everybody, but you know.
Yeah. So, Fang, the chatter, dispels the dome around you. You are currently grappling him. What do you do?
I'm going to. Now I know he's going to be stronger than me pretty much no matter what, because he is. I think I just caught him off guard at this point, so he's going to shift, which would be the first time he's actually done this.
Great. Tell me what that looks like.
So it's not as pronounced as Chatter's transformation, but it is. His muzzle elongates into a very canine looking. His throws a bit bulkier with more hair, but it's definitely not on the level of an actual werewolf. But he does gain some temporary HP. And he also gains a bite attack. And he's going to use that bite attack.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because that bite attack, and he's going to attempt. Oh wait, no, I can't do that as the same action, and I want to do something else. Never mind, ignore that. I'm not using the bite attack. I want to attempt to pin Shatter down for now, and see if I can.
You're already grappling Chatter.
Yeah.
So
oh right, that's not.
that is a feat thing. If you would like to try and tie him up, you may, although that's going to be more checks.
Yeah, that is probably not going to work because I don't have force. Yeah, it's just going to be a couple of dagger attacks.
Okay.
And yeah, because wolves are currently waking still.
Okay. Go ahead.
So
So
one
that'll
hit.
hit. So Chatter, you take 4 points because they're not silvered.
Oh, these are the silver ones.
Oh, okay.
These are the silver daggers because those are the only daggers I have.
Right.
Because I stole them.
Are they both silvered?
Yes, I stole them off of Gith.
So 9 points of damage, Chatter.
And then
You got it.
Another 9.
Another
Last
9
hit.
on top of?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
And that one misses. So 18 total damage to you, Chatter.
Got it.
And so that's going to be Fang because that's your bonus action to shift, I believe, and then your
Yes.
action.
Don't
So
have any. Yeah.
Hong Huzi.
I'm gonna knock Chatter right the fuck out.
There you go.
This is just violence.
Because that's what he said. Chatter told him when he first got it. He was
Yeah.
like, whatever it takes.
Okay, so attacks. This is still right. So
That definitely hits. Okay. So you take 17 slashing damage, Chatter.
and then again. Don't think a 12 hits.
That does not hit. So yeah, you very quickly like snap yourself out of it, and you roll and do hit Chatter once, but miss the second time. They are very.
They're rolling
they are
around the
very
ground.
alert.
Kind of can't just swing willy nilly.
Yeah, you think you probably could have hit, but you also would have definitely slashed up Fang, and that would have gone probably poorly.
He's helping. I'm not gonna start this up again.
Yeah, exactly. Proserpina, what are you doing?
I ready my bow and then just look. Fuck, I can't. Chatter, this isn't you. Chatter, calm down. Chatter, we don't want to hurt you. You don't want to hurt us, Chatter. Please
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Proserpina. I'll say with advantage. Amazing. So, Chatter, she is correct. These are not food. These should be your pack. You just need to turn them into were-tigers so that they can be your pack. You don't want to kill them.
Nice. He'll just kind of like look. You know when your cat gets like super hyper and they just kind of like look at you like real crazy like?
Their pupils just expand to the size of their eyes?
Yeah,
God, okay.
Like that's what Chatter does. Like he looks directly at Proserpina and his pupils just and you just see the tail like and then he does like the charge up like jaw thing like
like that.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly what it does.
And
you're like, wait, no.
like, harmlessly bunny kick as a free action.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like you are 100% like, yes, these are my friends. I remember now. They just need to be part of my pack so we can all hunt together and then we'll all be well fed together. Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Proserpina, for reminding Chatter of that.
Thank you.
Anja.
Anja is just sitting up with her hand in her face, and she's gonna look over at Chatter's parents. And it's like, is there anything that you can do?
You see, they both like look at each other, and then like they're both like expecting the other one to say something, and then they both kind of like shake their heads solemnly.
Anja is gonna cast polymorph on herself.
On herself.
I
I will remind you that you are in the chamber that is exclusively big enough for a tiny hut. Okay, cool. What are you polymorphing yourself into?
Into a tiger.
Okay.
Like, into a tiger, because maybe Chatter will think that Anja is what she needs to be, and it should give her some weird advantage. So yes, I will polymorph into a tiger, and I'll just pull.
Where Chatter, make an intelligence check.
Alrighty. Let's see. Intelligence check. Let's see how.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
Wow.
That's something. That's something Anja can do. She can't do that naturally. If you help, she can do that all the time.
He's just gonna like.
Oh my god.
That's not what you need. That's what you want. That's not what you need.
Shit, yeah.
Visible suspicion.mp4.
Exactly.
Yes.
Rock. What are you doing?
Okay, so what Throck's gonna do is he's gonna leave the hut.
The hut is gone. It's been dispelled.
Yeah, the hut's been dispelled.
That's why this all started.
Right. So I'm gonna transform into a water elemental.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just I'm trying to whelm. So basically, what it is each creature in the elemental space must make a DC 15 saving throw. So
what
that's
kind?
Strength.
Okay. So I'm going to say there's no way for you to get Chatter since you are a large creature and not get Fang. So I will need a strength save from both because Fang is currently grappling Chatter. So because it's anything within your space, and you are a 10 by 10 square as a large creature. Yeah.
You said strength?
Correct.
Saving throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Yeah, I mean you have nat 20s and rerolls.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use one of my you know what? I'll use one of my nat. How many do I have? Hold on.
You have you have 5 rerolls and 1 nat 20.
I'll use one of my rerolls, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
There we go.
So, what happens on a success? Anything?
On a success, the target is pushed out of my space.
Okay, cool. So you and Fang are just kind of shoved out of the way as you aren't like consumed by the elemental form. No problem. So that's that. So Chatter, we finally come to you. What does Where Chatter want to do?
So, Fang is currently grappling me.
Correct.
Cool. So, Chatter is going to do his. Do I get a multi attack as a were-tiger or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You don't want it. You don't have to use your claws if you don't want, because you as were-chatter want to just turn them into were-tigers. But also he is grappling you, so you may do with that as you will. So you have yes. So in hybrid form, I will say, so you have two like natural attacks. I will say, so you can make one bite and one claw, or just two claws, or but only one bite per turn.
Okay, so I will do a bite.
Okay.
And I will do. I'm sorry. So I'll do one bite and one claw.
Great. So
So
roll
20
to
plus
hit.
5.
It should be no. So it's +7 because your strength is a +3 and +4 for your proficiency. So +7.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, I got you.
Bite
Don't worry.
and claw. Thanks, man.
Yeah. So the bite does hit. So I need a so first just a D10 plus 3 piercing damage, please.
Okay.
Okay, so you do take 9 damage, Fang, and then if you could make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait. How does this work? He's already a shifter. Like,
He can be more lycanthrope.
We
He
can
can always be more.
You can always be more
Mechanically
perfect.
speaking,
Listen, this is the lycanthrope equivalent of could be gayer.
Yes.
listen,
Always be gay.
you is like Anita Rice. If you haven't been infected with it yet, you can be.
So you said a Constitution, right?
Correct. Okay. You do not believe that you have the curse of were-tiger coursing through you. So that is your action, Chatter. You may use a bonus action with any like spells or abilities that you have.
Can I use my Firbolg abilities?
Yeah.
Chatter is going to use his hidden step.
Where Chatter becomes invisible.
Chatter's invisible to the start of his next turn.
Yep.
Still grappled though, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
Still grappled, but he's
still
in
grappled,
the
but
invisibles.
invisible.
Yeah.
All right. Fang.
Yeah. The first thing he's gonna do is turn to the rest of the group, holding this invisible Chatter, and say, "He's trying to turn us. Don't let him get your jaws on you," because he would know the minute he goes to bite.
Yeah.
He's probably dealt with out of control werewolves people. Maybe not were-tigers, but werewolves.
Sure. Yeah. Totally.
So he's trying to turn us. Don't let him get his jaws on you, and then stab.
Okay. So all of these will be at disadvantage.
Even if I'm
Because
grappling him. Yeah,
invisible.
no.
Invisible.
Yeah, invisible.
Just- yeah.
Invisible's weird.
Because like, yeah.
I need to click the disadvantage button. That's
You're
not gonna
fine.
hit, but we're gonna have to click the disadvantage button.
you could not win.
It could be worse.
See?
Nat 1. Okay. And then third one. Okay, after 2 nat 1s, you are no longer grappling Chatter. I was gonna let the 1 nat 1 slide, but that's 2, my friend, in a row. As you try and swing at Chatter, just like are swinging too wildly, and just you don't even know where Chatter is at this point.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course, always.
Since he's gotten free and I didn't use a movement, can I move to some degree? Like,
It's no longer your turn, so you can't
Okay.
reactively move.
I can't reactively move. Okay,
Yep.
just figured I'd ask.
Hey, no problem. So you still have a bonus
I have
action
a
and
fire, I have a
movement.
bonus action. Give me one moment to figure out what I want to do with that bonus action. So I have
Okay.
a couple of things I could do.
I'll give you exactly a single moment.
Well, thanks. Yeah, he's just gonna go for. He's gonna go for the lunging bite. It just try to figure out where he is. with
Is
the
that a
bite.
bonus action?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Make it with a disadvantage.
Yeah. I love it. It's a bonus action because I didn't have enough bonus actions.
Right. That will
I-
actually hit.
Wow.
So
Okay.
3 points of damage because it's not magical, and your teeth aren't silver.
No.
So
Would it
where
be,
You have to get those grills.
yeah, would it be okay to say that he just clamps and tries to stay holding with his jaws?
if your intention was to try and do a grapple check with the bite, then I would allow you to make an attempt a grapple check with disadvantage, but not do for the damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
This is a
Okay.
bite, not not like a dog on a chew toy.
Okay. Jen just kind of, I guess for the best way to put it, just try to rip something out so there's a little bit of blood so we can smell it next time.
Yep, for sure. So that's you, Hong Uzi.
Yeah, he's specifically keeping the wolves back from this battle.
That's good.
Very loud elven fuck. And like I saw Dandelion hit that bite, so I'm gonna swing for that and roll twice at disadvantage.
Do your best.
Yeah. That's one.
That hits, because even where chatter is still pretty easy to hit, actually.
And also because it definitely is relevant, I am swinging to not murder.
I thought you were.
And on the off chance it comes up.
Okay.
And
so
I'm gonna re-roll that 2.
Okay,
More.
so 30 total damage, where chatter.
How much total?
30.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
As you do manage to like kind of, I imagine you're just like using the blade like a bat at this point. Do you manage to make 2 solid impacts onto the were-tiger form of chatter? Anything else bonus action movement wise?
No bonus action, and I clearly I'm close, so I'm not gonna move.
Sounds good. Proserpina.
Oh, Geraldine, can you help us out here?
I don't want to get turned into a tiger. I don't even know if that works.
I want to see a were-tiger in. I need that.
I mean, out of character, personally, so do I. Because I think you'd be adorable. I look at Chatter, I look at my bow. I can't use my bow on Chatter. This is probably gonna hurt Chatter. I'm sorry. I'm really, 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 really sorry. And I'm gonna walk up. Flame blade.
As just a scimitar made entirely out of flame leaps out of Proserpina's hand. Go ahead and make the attack roll. Natural 20, as you take 19 points of fire damage. Chatter.
Oh, wait, that's
So many.
or sorry, no. Ooh, wait.
Yes,
No, this was at disadvantage. It misses.
Oh, because I'm invisible. That's right.
You are
Yes.
invisible. So I also imagine Proserpina has her eyes mostly closed for this swing. So yeah, Cheddar, you feel like some of your whiskers that you grew in your transformation burn off as you just narrowly, like if you had been visible, that would have been right across your throat. As Proserpina like blindly just kind of swings with the flame blade. Invisibility. Forgot. You do have 2 more attack. Or no, flame blade is just 1 attack.
The flame blade's a spell, so I can just do it once.
Once attack. Anja.
If a tiger could sigh, she does. As a free action. And so we're not in a very big space right now.
No,
so everyone is
you're in a
crowded
10-foot radius space
around Chatter. Anja would like to knowing how bad this could be if it could happen, she is going to wedge herself between Proserpina and everyone else, because in order to create a buffer between bite attacks and take the dodge action.
All right, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And Rock.
Okay. First, I want to see if that recharges.
Nope.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna try to just grapple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make an athletics check with disadvantage, and Cheddar make a athletics or acrobatics check. So make another one, Throck, because of disadvantage. Because you're trying to grab something that is invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the Chatter has gotten significantly stronger since becoming a tiger. I forget what his strength was before. I think it was like a 13.
It's a 19
Yeah, he was a
now,
13
yeah.
before, yeah.
And now is a 17. So Chatter easily kind of rebuffs your attempt to grapple him. And Chatter, as you... yes? Oh, yeah. As you reappear, what do you want to do?
So Chatter reappearing, sort of, starts to, I'm sorry, 1 second. There we go, okay. So he's going to start sort of swirling his claws around in the air, and he's going to blow like bluish gray magic into the air and cast fog cloud in the area. And as soon as he does that and the fog fills the air, he's going to, like, I don't know how it works for this. Well, he's just gonna drop low and start to just like move, like,
So you're just
across,
gonna get out of the...
Yeah, and sort of just like dip and dodge away and like kind of cause some confusion, maybe to make a more advantageous situation for his next attack.
Totally.
And as a bonus action,
yeah,
can I cast a spell on myself?
You already cast Fog Cloud, so you'd have to wait to cast another spell this round.
Unless it's a cantrip.
Unless it's a cantrip, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Druid sucks as far as spell economy goes. So
you do have. Yeah, I would say you could do like your totem. Your spirit totem, if you like.
Yeah, that was Plan B. So he is going to. Well, the spirit, I believe, glows. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's an incorporeal spirit. So he's going to, as a bonus action, summon his spirit totem. And he is going to summon, let's see, allies. Are they not my allies right now?
I'd say no.
Okay.
They are hitting you. Like, they're not your pack yet.
Nice. Beautiful. So he is going to use the unicorn spirit, and it's just going to sort of like go with him wherever he goes. Great. So, yeah.
All right.
That's it for me.
There you go. Back up. So it is now, there is 0 visibility because just a first level fog cloud is more than enough to completely fill this chamber. So, Fang, what are you gonna do?
He's just gonna close his eyes because there's no point right now, and just focus entirely on scent and see if he can't find where Chatter is that way.
Okay. So I'm going to say, so now Chatter, did you mechanically like move out from melee range of everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that would mean that Anja, Throck, and Honghuzi would get disadvantage attacks of opportunity against him.
And
so,
Fang?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Fuck!
I would say, would Fang get an opportunity attack?
Yeah.
He was
I thought I sent you, but
no.
Ooh.
That's not a disadvantage. 16.
Yeah, I have to type mine out, so it'll be a second.
Okay, no problem.
I'm gonna bite, so.
It's 8 piercing with my silver dagger.
Here, since you rolled the damage twice, why don't you just roll a d4 again, just so we
Okay.
could be fair about how much you do,
Yeah, that's fair.
because you
I don't know why that.
didn't click
It-
disadvantage.
Because disadvantage is
Yeah.
4, so it'd be 7.
7. Okay.
Average.
Okay. So that's 8. So you take 20 damage, Chatter. So that is a natural 3 will miss Chatter. Where Chatter. So where Chatter is now
How did I
somewhere.
get a natural 3 with a +5? That's
Because I don't know if it added the 5 correctly.
Yeah, so it'd be a 7, but yeah, an 8,
Yeah.
but still, yeah.
Right. It's an 8 misses. So where Chatter is now no longer like next to any of y'all. So I will say for all y'all martial people with multiple attacks, I will say it will be an attack, one attack to try and make a perception check to get in 5 feet of Chatter, and then disadvantage attacks.
Okay. No, I
So
do
go ahead, Where Chatter. Just roll me a stealth check at just a normal value.
So I do have advantage on perception with scent.
Yep.
So.
Or did I say perception stealth? I meant if that's.
Oh, that wasn't Chatter.
Oh, that was
Where Chatter gets a +4 to stealth, so can I roll that instead?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, because mine sucks.
Yeah. Yes, it would be +4 because you become proficient while in hybrid form. Okay, so Fang, with your first attack, you sense where Chatter is.
He's gonna go for 2 attacks with the dagger.
Both disadvantaged.
Yes.
And how non-lethal are you doing this, friend?
Oh, he knows it's not her fault that she's being violent.
Chatter is a boy. He's got a huge
don't play
penis.
The drinking game. Don't play the drinking game where Ember mixes Hope and Chatter's gender. Please don't do it.
Please
I'm
no.
worried about your safety.
You will die. You will die.
So with that, where Chatter is knocked unconscious as he had a single hit point left. You fought the good fight, where Chatter. I know.
I lasted longer than I thought I would.
No problem. All right. So you all.
Does
I will.
Fog go away?
No, actually, that's not how Fog Cloud works. It's just there now.
So I assume I hear a loud thump or something like it as Chatter is knocked out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna attempt to find him. Oh, I assume it doesn't take too long, if only because there's not that
Fang
much.
would be calling out to get people to come over.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna come over with like rope. Like, can we just tie him up? Is that gonna work?
I'm a tiger.
I've dealt with a lot of werewolves in my time, where tigers are new.
So I will tell you that tying up werewolves doesn't typically work that well because they usually could just transform into a tiger, which kind of makes the tie like rope tying a little. Manacles are much better because like tying is a little less to translate than just something around like wrists. Although I don't know if any of you carried manacles. So.
I think a paladin did
it,
at
but
one
not on-
point, but he got eaten, so fuck
there's
that guy.
the closest set of manacles. Actually, no, there was definitely manacles in the mansion, but y'all didn't take them.
Yeah.
Well,
Ripperoni.
if you hand Fang some rope, he can tie manacles, like make a.
You can
like
hog
it sort of
tie him.
Ties his hands.
Yeah, it just has. They have a if they just keep shifting, then eventually they can kind of get out. But also, I will just say, like, where Chad is unconscious, so like rules is written, especially if in like 1d4 hours where Chatter would wake up and with 1 hit point, you could just kind of bonk him in the head again. So I will say, like, you all have subdued the threat.
Just some Kimbaku, it'll be fine.
Fang will take watches. He's dealt with this before, so he knows how to do this.
I will untiger and spend 10 minutes to recast a ritual tiny hut very exasperably. Like, Anja is so tired right now, emotionally, mentally, physically. She just wants to get out of the Underdark. And I'm not sure what she's gonna do when she's out, but she'll figure that shit out when she's out. Like,
Fang would be outside with Shadow Battle. He wouldn't. He wouldn't actually go inside.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Throck's gonna mold Earth over top of Shatter. I know, since Shatter can cast spells as werewolf, now being like all this is ineffective. But
Y'all didn't account for that.
You just
Chatter's
have
still
to,
Chatter.
if you can maybe like mold Earth around his mouth, but to keep his nose breathe and like put his and mold it over his hands, so that he can't
Yeah,
do
you
the
could
vocal or
like
somatic
kind of
components.
like basically.
This might be something
Chatter to the
Anja just
ground
tells
with
you.
the ground.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, please don't suffocate, chat.
Yeah, keep his
That
nose
might be
open, like
bad.
clearly, but you can, you know.
So next time we should just put him in the wall with just the face covered, so then they're just completely stuck in there. I think giving them a room was a bad idea.
Next time we've got a month-ish, right?
30 days.
So next time, if we have talked to my elder by then, which I'm sure we will have, he might have a way to help so that this is not as much of an issue. He is quite good at that. So
That's good.
We'll deal with this.
Deal with this again.
this is not fun. And it is something I have seen happen before. So I didn't think that, I did not know, as I've never seen it before, I've never known someone who has shifted to cast spells. I didn't know that was possible. So if I had known that, I would have cautioned against giving her or him alone.
So don't worry about it. We just, if you need somebody to come relieve you, knock. We'll do it.
I will be fine. It is not the first time I have sat vigil.
All right. And yeah, I'm just gonna go if I can sleep.
Right. So with that, you all have a long rest, and a long rest is finally had. So get all your stuff back. Happy hit dice, because I know you all took a short rest with hit dice last episode.
So there's
Yup.
so there's like probably like a point in the night where Anja like rolls over in her sleep and just like reaches and like pats the empty spot and just wakes up, gets fucking
Empty spot would
sad,
not be empty.
get fucking sad, and roll, like just pull her covers like over her some more.
I would like to say that spot would probably not be empty because Claw would probably have found her way over to cuddle with the sad looking one, as that is kind of her stupid ability.
Would Andra have fallen asleep next to the wolf?
If she's gonna like reach over and feel like the wolf instead, she'll like kind of curiously like peek over at this wolf and just, hi puppy, and just like wrap her arms around it and
Claw
go
would
back to
just give her a
sleep.
little lick in the face and just go back to sleep. But sleep, same thing that cats do. They're not really sleeping. They just want you to think they're sleeping.
Hi, excuse me, I'm gonna go cry. No, I'm fine.
So yes, you all Chatter seems a little more still asleep and fatigued, but you all awake, having gotten a long rest.
All right, let's just make time.
As the bubble comes back down, Proserpina, you hear everyone hears. Hey, do you have a friend?
Oh, hey, Geraldine, what's up?
Do you know? There's like a weird person. Kind of got like mushrooms all over them. You know them?
You met some mushroom people.
Are they friendly? Are they good? Like friends?
As long as you don't swing first.
Well, they look kind of lonely. They're all the way back where we came from. I got bored watching you all, although very unbored for a second. But then you all became boring and just slept again. So.
Do they have mushrooms on them?
Yeah.
Or are they mushrooms?
What's the difference?
One is completely made from mushrooms, and the other is made from what we're made from. And then there's mushrooms on top of that.
And to be clear, you're not made of mushrooms.
No.
You're sure about that?
Oh, I'm not made of mushrooms.
Okay, cool. Probably. It looks like it might have been a you kind of people at some point, but it also has mushrooms. It's also carrying one.
Oh, it must.
Huh?
And then like a hunk he's gonna oh, the schedule.
What?
The Gith. They have a schedule. You got him. That's probably the last one left.
Actually, you remember that last time you were there, they weren't scheduled to be burnt away for another like month.
Oh, that's a month. So, but no, was there something scheduled for today?
Yes. The chamber that you all went through was just scheduled for yesterday. That's what you're thinking of. But like the larger Myconid field chamber, which would be significantly harder to wipe out, has what seemed to have a delayed schedule.
So in other case, well, same sentence. Back the way we came, that's scheduled to get burned.
Well, it's
today.
a good thing we're not going back that way.
No. So the way you came has been burned. Remember there was the fun choice I made you all make where you could either add time traveling through the Underdark or go through the port that was meant to be burned the day you went in. So the way you came has been burned except for the Myconid colony.
Okay. Okay. Following now.
Yeah. But now there is apparently a Myconid spore servant with another smaller Myconid being held with it.
I'm sorry. So is everybody like awake now? Are they having
so I said that you're still a little asleep. You were still a little asleep because you had a long night. So
okay.
I'll say you just kind of now are waking up.
Does Chatter have any recollection of what happened?
It's a little hazy, but yeah.
Like I remember attacking everybody.
Yeah.
So Chatter's gonna look up and probably see Fang first. And just, I'm sorry I called you dandelion. And he's gonna just roll over on his side and just pull his poncho over his head and just start sobbing uncontrollably because he doesn't know how else to react to just remembering what happened and feeling terrible about it. So.
Is no problem that you called me dandelion. don't worry about the whole losing control thing. It's natural. Even shifters like myself who are not true moon touched are still, we still have a little bit of issues when growing up with this, so it's not something you need to worry about, really. It's not.
And as Fang is speaking, he just very slowly like looks over his shoulder at him and sort of sits up and is listening. And well, is everybody outside or just Fang at this point?
Yeah, the dome's gone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dome is now gone.
The dome's gone. Okay.
You're a little bit separated from the group, but you're kind of just with Fang. So the rest of the group now as well.
And so he's just gonna sort of like listen to Fang and sort of process everything that he said, and like he's very afraid. Like Chatter is very afraid because he's never he's shapeshifted pretty much most of his memorable existence, but he's never felt out of control of himself. Like he's always been very like calm, very very non-violent. He's been a vegan his entire life, and so like that anger and that bloodlust is sort of like fueled him is like very scary, and he just sort of like scoots over to Fang and sort of just like makes himself very small and sort of like puts his head on him, and he just like looks up. I'm sorry everybody, I don't know what came over me, and I promise I'll try to be better next time.
As Chatter is saying this, Fang gives everyone a withering look, like, don't fucking be mad at this. Because he's seen this before. He knows it's not Chatter's fault, so he's very, very like, don't you dare kind of at everyone.
Yeah, 30 days to figure something out. Don't worry about it.
I will say also, Chatter, you had felt kind of like the strength come in, and then like your scent became more acute. But you, after tonight, you can also feel like you obviously are very in tune with like your powers and what you can do, and you can shapeshift, but you can feel like almost this like kernel of what happened last night inside of you, and you think that you could probably hybrid shift or shift into a tiger by tapping into that little kernel of rage. You don't know if that would have any side effects at this point in your lycanthropy. But if you would like to, you may now use your action to either transform into a hybrid or tiger form.
Cool, thanks. Chatter is very afraid of that, but Hope thinks it's cool as shit, so.
For sure, though. Yeah, no.
Let's cause more emotional mental trauma to my character.
For sure, though. Yeah. Listen,
Hey, welcome to the club.
if that ain't D&D, I don't know what it is.
So he's just gonna sort of like lean on to Fang and just sort of like, because he's never been that violent before in his life. He's never bit anybody like in an attempt to like harm them. So like, just sort of wink wink nudge nudge. But yeah, he hears Honguzi and kind of like looks at him like sort of like that look like, oh no, he hates me, like, because that's just the way that Chatter thinks. He's like, oh no, everyone's mad. I didn't hurt anyone, right? Are you guys okay?
That's fine. Kid didn't.
Yeah, that's when we couldn't handle Chatter.
We're between all of we're better at this than you. It's fine. It really is fine. Don't worry about it. We just need to. Are we gonna do anything about that mushroom? Or are we just gonna go?
I have a phone call to make.
What?
I have a call to make.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something about a phone. I don't know what that is.
Listen. We could put cans and wires like we like that is a thing that I assume has like existed in this part. Like, if we can if we can have astral ships, we can have phone lines.
I mean, an astral ship is definitely past normal technological advances. Yeah. That's kind of half the reason why they were able to like put the world under martial law. But okay, yeah.
She's just kind of looking at everyone. It's like, I would like privacy, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I go off on my own.
Yeah, you hear little wing flaps come with you.
Like, it's like, do I hear them wing flaps?
Yeah, sure. You hear
I'm
little wing flaps.
I'm gonna follow that Prospina. I'm gonna follow after Prospina because I'm paranoid.
You feel your new friend land on your shoulder and be like, "Hey, are we gonna talk to the mushroom thing?"
Maybe in a bit. I think we should wait for everybody because.
But I want.
When I go off, I want bad things to happen.
But that sounds boring.
Yeah.
I mean, all I did was sit around for an amount of time.
I mean, it shouldn't take long. I sort of look back. I guess I see Hankuzi.
I feel like I was told that before too, and then I sat around for another period of time.
Do you know who told you?
Someone important.
Can you describe what they look like?
Big.
Okay. Do they look like me? Did they look like Hankuzi? And I point to Hankuzi.
They definitely didn't look like him.
Were they pretty like Anja?
Oh my god, do I hear that?
Yes.
There's a moment where Anja's like, she thinks I'm
that feels subjective. I guess I would in my head, I feel more fear than horniness, I guess. They're pretty linked, but much more fear.
But similar features, maybe?
To
Anja. Yeah, to her.
Just give an awkward wave as I'm, oh, look at those gay people smooching. I'm sorry. Just like, hi.
Maybe, were they as big as Chatter?
Oh, bigger.
Bigger?
Big.
Do you remember any features? Like, do they have a snout like frog? Do they have fur? Do they have horns? Do they have a tail?
Let's just straight up here.
Just say look.
Wow, that's a 13 again. There was. Okay. Thinking back. They definitely had a few too many legs, if you ask me.
Too many what?
Legs.
Legs.
I distinctly remember pointing it out and them getting very angry, and the scared, and then the like scared horny thing the horny went way down and the scared went way up.
Would you say top half looked a lot like Anja, and the bottom half looked a lot like a spider?
Hard to recall. Describe a spider. Is that the one that you all drink? It's like not pee.
No, it's in like Hanguzi like pull up. It's like haired a little bit. So like she gets so like the tattoo is like clearly visible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's kind of like this, but 3-dimensional movement.
I'm gonna hold. Can I hold out the spider that Shatter made me?
Yeah, I'd say similar. I guess.
I'm just gonna look at
Hung
Hung
long time ago.
How long ago? They could live for thousands.
Too long.
They could live for thousands of years, Hung Hoozy.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to, Anja. You said you needed privacy, yeah?
Yeah. You are the one asking the questions!
Anyway, so we're gonna talk to a fungus thing, yeah?
Go talk to the fungus.
Hey, we have permission.
I don't have...
Okay.
Not that I need it, because I'm strong.
Okay, I assume that once Proserpina starts heading that way, it's just gonna follow after. Yeah.
So before we resolve that, I'm assuming everyone else kind of follows Proserpina. If you don't want to, feel free. But first, before we resolve that, Anja, what are you doing?
Hyperventilating. She takes, like, this is the first time Anja's hyperventilated since she's gotten to the Underdark, which is strange because she used to do it often. But just, the anxiety is overcoming the depression for a hot second there. But she, okay. I'm about to talk to someone that I need to be composed for. Anja, get your shit together, girl. And I will cast Sending to Alex's mom.
Alright, roll a d20.
Mm-hmm. I would like to read.
What do you say?
Okay.
No, it's a 1 in 20 chance that it fails
okay.
when you go across the plate.
I'll be like, hello, it's Anja again. Had a dream about Alex. Was wondering if he made it to the astral plane yet. That's 20, so I'll get 5 more words.
Okay, yeah. You get back. Hello, Anja. Yes. Alexander is not here, nor any other divine afterlife. That means that I can't see him on Earth. I don't know where. And that's 25.
She's gonna respond. Okay. I'll keep in touch. And, like, I know you guys are probably going over to the fungus, but if anyone is, like, even just looking at Anja, or when she even just returns to the group, like, there is a very, very worried, almost look of terror on her face, and concern, like, just all of those emotions, just, she looks very more Anja than she has in a while. Anja? Something is very wrong.
Who did you talk to?
What do you mean?
Alex's spirit hasn't made it to the astral plane yet.
Well, maybe he has unfinished business.
I don't think that...
If he had unfinished business, he wouldn't have done what he did.
I mean, like, you know, like, Shatter is one of these.
Yeah, and then, like, he obviously, like, repeats it, like, a little bit, like more forcefully. If he had unfinished business, he wouldn't have done what he did.
I mean, sometimes ghosts have regrets, right? That's, like, you know, a normal thing, regretful ghost, right? Like, oh no, I forgot to do that before I died. No.
Lucy just growls.
Yeah, I guess he didn't have unfinished business. But regardless, he's not there.
I mean, would Chatter know anything about, like, deities and being...
Make a religion check.
Okay, because, yeah. Let's see. Religion. Beep, 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 beep.
Let's go.
I can do that. I'm really stupid.
Hey.
Hey! Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, so typically mortal souls. There's a ton of different ways to go because there's a lot of different deities and powers that might have claim over a mortal soul. But typically, a mortal soul passes through the ethereal plane as is needed to pass through to go to any other plane. And then as all the if a soul is not stuck on the material plane or the Feywild or the Shadowfell, then it has to go to an outer plane. So then it has to go through the astral plane, and then it would arrive wherever it is bound.
Right. So, I mean, from what I know about when you die and what happens when you die, it depends on who has what claim on where, when your soul is going. And from what I remember about Alex was that, you know, he kind of, you know, hippity-hoppeted himself around a couple of gods. So I don't know if, like, he has to spend some time in some certain realms and go to certain places before he finds his rest. But I mean, since he did, you know, use his soul to help further the goals of the gods, he's probably not where his mom is. I'm just saying.
Can Anja insight the shit out of that information, considering
make another religion check.
Make another religion check? Okay. But I'm going more of recall, because she knew Alex well enough.
Yeah, actually, I will say, so make just a straight up intelligence check.
An intelligence check? Okie dokie.
And let me just say, I'm sorry if that was, like, inaccurate to anything that you said, Rob. Like, I was just trying to make it not meta.
No, you're good. You're totally good.
Cool, thanks.
So I will say, so with that, you definitely don't think that this has something to do with, like, Bane or,
Ares.
Or Ares.
Yeah. Or even Athena.
Right. So you do think that this is not a problem of, like, some other god has just yoinked his soul?
Yeah.
Like, you think, basically, there is something that has prevented Alexander's soul from going to the afterlife.
No, there's something keeping him, like, that doesn't... From what I understand...
And it's not, like, undead, unfinished business things.
Yeah, that's...
Because then she would have been able to find him on the material plane, which she said she could not.
He's not on the material plane. His soul isn't on the material plane. It's not on the astral plane.
Just as a note, she couldn't find it on the material plane.
Yeah, she couldn't find it.
So
but
it could be on the material plane.
She's a fucking solar. Come on.
Well, so if he was undead, like if he was a revenant or a ghost, he would be findable. However, just if his soul was captured or inhibited in some way, that can be hidden.
So, okay, so let's say, yes, that's the case, but is there, like, urgency to that? Because I feel like there's a lot of urgency happening here and now I'm not saying it's not important.
You know what, you're right, it's whatever, I don't care. Y'all don't care. It's fine. Yes, he did. It's fine.
And Chatter's gonna like this.
I'll figure it out when we get out of here. So can we just get out of here then? And I'm gonna look at Hung Huzi. Can we get out of here?
Yeah, we can. Let's go.
Thank you.
He's gonna turn. Yeah, he's gonna like turn around and start walking the other direction.
She's gonna follow suit, like on his heels.
So which way are you going, Hungry?
By way of the map, towards the exit. Towards the exit we have been directed to.
Okay. And no, Ember, you've not heard of the thing with the enemy about. Yes. So are you going to? Is anybody going to go to investigate what the Myconid is on about?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I use one of my nat 20s on that?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So I will say, so Fang, your tribe has a different understanding of the soul. However, you do know that there are beings and entities out there who are able to, some through force, some through like deals or tricks able to gain like ownership or control over a soul. I will say when Chad, I believe, said like, is there any urgency to this? You do not, that souls can be consumed as part of things. So like there is depending on what has taken this person who you don't know's soul, it could be consumed as part of something, or it could be drained of essence. It could also just be kept as kind of a basically like low grade like kind of power source. There's a lot of things that entities could steal souls for. The majority of beings that do that would be undead and fae, and then obviously like fiends do also do a bit of trade, but that's more like trading souls. They don't. It's usually like used as like direct currency pretty quickly. It's not like they don't really keep souls as much.
Okay. Then when Shatter says don't know the urgency of it, things we kind of I don't know the circumstances of this one's death, but you should be careful. There are things that my tribe has come into contact with that can consume or drain souls. You should treat this as urgent. If something is holding it, you're holding it for a reason.
So, Robert.
Fuck.
Robert.
Yeah.
Anja was there when he did the deal with that lady.
Right.
Do I need to roll an insight?
I mean, you can believe whatever you want Anja to believe.
She just stops. And probably everyone just hears her. Shit.
What? Like,
No.
I assume she's like walking like kind of close to honky. Like what?
Anja.
He let that woman from the bar take his dreams.
And he Honky's like half repeats it, blinks, like and then like you see his head like turn a little bit, look directly at Proserpina.
Shit.
Dreams are your name, soul. It is who you are. So if you say someone took his dreams, you most likely have his soul.
Okay, that's more on that later. We're all go and like he'll like raise his voice like everyone, we're going now. There's an issue. We're gonna deal with it, and we have to deal with it outside. Don't have time.
Bye, mushroom. Sorry.
If you're saying it's time to rush, Fang will come up to you. Do you have a
Yes, and like
Right.
I'll like show it, and assuming like on the off, if he needs help like reading it, you'll like also show him.
Yeah,
that.
he would need help reading it.
Yeah, he can't read, but as long as he can see and you point out where we are, he can figure it
Yeah, sure, yeah. And he will do that. Yeah.
out. Okay. He looks back to everyone. Can everyone run? Is it hard for anyone to run?
It's still whether you run or not, it's still a day, like a couple of days out of the exit, right?
I will say, if you all want to push yourselves to exhaustion, you could make it out in like a day and a half.
Yeah, because we can push ourselves for that full day, have a long rest, and then probably... Okay.
So basically, if you want to exit the Underdark with a point of exhaustion, you can leave in a day and a half.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd take like more like 2 days, 2.5 days, like more in that range, depending on.
I'm not going to
Skill checks.
lie.
Mm-hmm.
I want out of here as soon as possible. And if we're that close, I'm not slowing down.
There's also the possibility that there's something at the exit, and we want to be prepared for that. So let's not push ourselves too hard.
What's at the exit?
Fortifications.
Fortifications.
Why?
Don't
Keep in mind, he has no idea what's going on the outside world.
Like, Cohen's gonna like
Somebody explain to this poor pupper.
I'll do it. I'll
Thank
tell
you,
him all
thank you,
about
Chatter.
it.
Yeah, the point is,
Walk and talk. I'm gonna grab Persephone's hand.
Soon, just like shouting at her, like, the point is, we're probably going to have to kill our way out. We can't do that tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we won't take the exhaustion. We'll do the 3 days, I think. Well,
Okay,
however,
great.
yeah.
Aang is
So
getting
then
there before everyone then, because he's running ahead. He's not
we
stopping.
are okay. Understood. Keeping the through line for this campaign. Good. So then we are going to do a quick skills challenge to see how quickly you all and maybe how unharassed you all make it through this section of the Underdark.
Cool.
So you all, I will say, I'm going to do, Ember, you're going to have your own separate skills challenge. So everyone else, you all have one chance to do something, whether that is a skill or using an ability you have that you think would be really good during a 2 to 3 day journey. And then we will apply a skill or a modifier to that. Keep in mind as well, if you can think of a way to, for instance, use a skill proficiency with a different ability. So for instance, using trying to think of a good example, to use maybe an intelligence survival check to try and figure out maybe a better way of covering up tracks, right? That would be harder to find, something like that. I'm open to suggestions and things. So what are we doing for this skill challenge?
Okay, so I think
I'm gonna buy you while I figure it out.
Yep.
The thing in Anu's mind is like there's definitely a lot of stuff no longer in these tunnels, but as circumstances have demonstrated, plenty of things that are, and got an idea of how the natural ones detect prey and how the Gith ones patrol. So like between that, we know our path. Basically, he's looking to just plan the route so that when they pass by places that could be observed, they're crossing sight lines as far away from them as they can, and or I guess quickly and quietly as they can. Basically, just stay nice and quiet.
So to me, this sounds like an intelligence stealth check.
Okay.
So your stealth proficiency and your intelligence bonus.
All right, sounds good. That's 4 and 2, so 19 plus 6.
All right, I will count that as a success. So you all, and we'll kind of aggregate explain the result once we have everyone. So who else has an idea? Here, we'll go Hope. I saw your hand first.
Yes. So Chatter is going to use his Circle of the Shepherd, sort of teaching his way to use his summoned conjured animals to really help them, sort of guide them in a way that's most conducive to finding the outside world. So he is going to summon wolves, probably just regular old wolves.
Yeah.
They are, I am looking up their rating right now.
I have a wolf 18 movement.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a challenge rating a quarter.
Yeah. So you can summon so many of them.
Many. He's going to summon many of them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 8. He can do it for up to an hour. So he's just going to summon them and use them to help them sort of find the best way.
So I will say, let's do a wolf perception check. So that's a +3, but with advantage because they have advantage for sight and smell and
Hearing,
taste and
yeah.
non-seeing stuff. So just an advantage roll +3.
Okay. So +3.
Okay, that is going to be a failure. So that is one
God
success,
dang it.
one failure.
Can I use
The
one of my
skills
rerolls?
You may.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People pay
There
for
we
those.
go.
Natural
Hey.
20.
Thank you.
That is 2 successes instead of a failure. Amazing. Yeah,
Yay.
no, you just basically like essentially are able to kind of partially map out this section of the Underdark with just like spreading wolves out, which very much helps. And the ones that don't come back, you're like, okay, I think we know what might be that way.
Yes, they don't come back. Ooh.
Great. So Throck, you had an idea.
Yes. I would like to, so I can conjure an elemental twice a day.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to conjure an elemental, and then I'm going to send it out, a rock elemental, earth elemental, send it into, like, because we've been, a lot of burrowing animals that
Yeah.
are coming up and attacking
Oh
us.
yeah.
So he's going to be, my elemental is going to be conversions. I would like to kind of tell them to kind of lead them away from where we are.
Totally. Love it. Why don't you make me an athletics check for your earth elemental? To kind of like disturb enough rock and dirt. That is another success. To kind of throw things off the scent. Proserpina and Anja.
So I think with Anja,
Mhm.
seeing that Fang is gonna go on ahead, she doesn't want him to go completely alone and at least away to see what he's gonna happen. So she's going to pop Daisy out of her pocket dimension, and a little bat is gonna hang out with you, Fang, and like literally, and probably like anytime that they stop for like a rest or a break, like to go pee or whatever, will like pop in and out of like Daisy's eyes, which she won't be able to like hear much, but bats have like echolocation and keen hearing and stuff, so she won't be able to see very well, but she will get into those senses along with
what I'm going to say is you may either just do the check that I'm about to say and add towards the successes or failures of this one, or you may take an automatic failure to help Fang in his skills challenge.
I'm gonna do to help Fang. Yeah,
I thought you could because you already have one. So yes.
Is that the automatic failure that's on my sheet?
No,
that
no,
you're imposing.
This is you are like not really helping and kind of hurting the group as a whole, but you are going to help Fang.
Yeah. That's what.
You're 4 versus 1, so like, you're good.
Yeah, so
honestly,
I'm gonna.
Yes. Yeah, we're good. And then Proserpina, what are you going to do?
Hey, Geraldine.
Yeah.
You're pretty sneaky because you're invisible, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you see Honkuzi?
Uh-huh.
He's got our map. He's a really good guy. He's really nice.
So you want me to steal the map?
No. I mean, he'd probably appreciate that because he kind of likes that, but no, we don't want to do that. What I'd like you to do, if possible, is fly on ahead of him, see if there's anything ahead, and then come back and let me know. Just sort of give us like they call it like reconnaissance or something.
Okay.
Because you're sneaky, you know a lot, and you're really cool.
These are
really
both true things about me. Yes. Yes. I was gonna make this just a persuasion, just to make him do it, but instead I will say that is enough flying to his vanity. So why don't you roll me a perception check for Geraldine? Go ahead. I will say it is a +4 for him.
Okay.
And
That's Geraldine stranded.
yes. So that is another failure. However, it wasn't a natural one. So a natural one would have been what would have tipped this out of your all's favor. So, as a group, I need you all to as a group, you're either going to type 1 or 2, because you are either going to be slightly exhausted at the end of this trip, or it is going to take more time. So 1 for exhaustion, 2 for time. And so I need you 5 to just, without discussion, place it in, and whichever has more is going to happen. Because you succeeded, but you did not succeed as much as you could have. Okay, so it will take more time, understood. So you will not arrive exhausted, but it will take the full 2 days instead of potentially shorter to arrive. Now, we are going to cut to Fang. So, Fang, you are doing an individual skill challenge. You have 3 skill checks to make. They all have to be different things, and you will have some advantages if you can incorporate the familiar into what you are doing. You need 2 successes to make it safely.
Okay. So, first one is just going to be classic foot pounding to stone. Just essentially, he's running fast enough. Yeah, he's running. I want him to be like he's
Let's
running
just
so
do
that
an
if
athletics
something
check.
saw him, he wouldn't even be able to react fast enough.
Sounds good. Let's do an athletics check here.
That might be a disadvantage instead of advantage. That was a 29.
20, and that's a natural 20.
That's a natural 20, actually.
Okay, great. So that will give you 2 successes. So as long as you do not fail the next 2, you will be good.
So the next one is so he has the path for and he probably wouldn't know how the familiar works. He's never used one before, and unless Anja explained it to him, he wouldn't know how familiars
She
work.
totally would have explained it. It's like, hey, sometimes it's gonna be the familiar, sometimes it's gonna be me looking through the familiar, and you'll know it's me when I nibble your ear. Like, kind of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So probably like every 4 hours, like Anja is popping in.
So
Here's hoping this bad isn't still kind of weird pervert.
Yeah. Is it a fruit bat or just like a little bat?
It's let's say it's a flying. I'm gonna say a flying fox if Robert will let me.
Yeah,
if Robert will let me.
How often do I say no in this show?
It's true. Listen, if I can have a possum, I can have a flying fox. Yeah.
So then, every once in a while, when he feels that nibble, he will just not like kind of stop for a moment and have it go out and check the area.
Okay.
Come back.
Great.
See what's going on and then continue running.
So here, Val, if you could make a perception check, I'll say with advantage because of echolocation being, except like this is a bat's basically favorite terrain.
Yeah. So at advantage.
Yeah, at advantage.
Right, here's bam and bam.
Okay.
16.
That 16 is exactly a success for this particular skills challenge. So, one more skill check. If you succeed this one, you get a little bonus. You get to get a little something extra. You've already made it there safely, but you can get there with a bonus.
This last one is going to be me and the wolves in particular. The tooth and claw going, they're faster than me. And they also have more endurance than me, even though I am words. They'll be running ahead and kind of scouting out. And I would like to use my animal handling, if possible, to be like figuring out what they're essentially saying, wolf language kind of thing, and see if they're telling me if there's danger. So. Do I have a rule?
I don't think so. But you do have another
You
nat 20.
have a nat 20.
I will use that nat 20 actually.
Oh, so that's gonna. So you had 2 nat 20s in the skill check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to reward you heavily for this. So you arrive in about a day and a half. Not exhausted. As you arrive, you see. So there was definitely a huge iron door all along, like completely covering the entrance to the Underdark here. There is a massive hole burned into it. You see the ruins of 2 watchtowers. Roll a survival check for me.
Can I have my wolves give help
Sure,
me with
yeah.
this?
Go ahead.
I believe both of them have proficiency. I only rolled once, of course. I'm bad.
So you see 2 alchemically burnt down watchtowers, like the clear signs of alchemical fire, not just fire. Watchtowers. You see the corpses. So you see Githyanki corpses. You see some that are, they don't look like they were injured. They just look stiff. Like they are just like laying like down stiff as a plank. You see some with their faces and armor melted and like slawed off. You see some who appear to be like who look like they ran off a distance and like slammed their head into the wall for some reason. And you see some that just have more alchemical burns. But there is a slaughtered garrison of Githyanki outside of this entrance to the Underdark.
Okay, so first things first, he waits for the nibble on the ear.
Mm-hmm. And Anja pops into Daisy. And Anja pops into Daisy. Mm-hmm.
And Anja, make a perception check with Daisy. See if advantage.
I was about to say, I was just about to explain what's going on as well.
No, for sure. This
is
is for something else.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I will say also, Fang, make a perception check as well, as you are like also surveying this.
I'm gonna ease my reroll.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, can wolves help me as well?
Sure.
So I'm just gonna do the.
I'm only
18.
asking when they also.
No, you're good. You're good. It's
16
situational. So, you, Andra, do sense that there is like something kind of, because there's like some there, a lot of it's burnt alchemically, but there's like little like short tufts of grass and shrubs outside of this entrance. It appears that you are not at the top of a mountain, or even like you're basically at ground sea level back at.
Yeah.
There's like something, because you're echolocating.
Yeah.
There's like something in the ground.
Inside the ground? There's something
in like on the ground, like in the grass. So like you can't see it, but you can echolocate. There's like something that's been left in the ground.
I'm gonna go as Daisy to investigate what's on the ground, because if Daisy dies, I resummon her. So like as like so that I can like see it more closely, I have to blind like that see it. She's gonna fly down to see what's on the ground.
And there is about like like the size of a brooch. There is a very familiar insignia of the Lady Harim. And if you kind of hand it to Fang, on the back of it, inscribed on it, are just the words, "Don't be late."
Okay. So he can read. He can slightly read, but only his own tongue. Is
it's
it the
in
same
common.
alphabet?
Yeah, it's in common.
Oh, it's in common. Okay.
Yeah.
So
a bit out of character for her, but yes.
I mean, he can kind of read it. He's not very good, but yeah. He doesn't know what it means though.
Yeah, he can relay what it says to.
I'm just gonna pop out of the bat form wherever we're at in the cave. I'm sure we're probably like a day behind. Oh, what?
You're like half a day behind.
Yeah, half a day behind.
I needed to say one more thing to Daisy though.
Okay.
She goes. Is there forest around us though?
Let me take a peek here. the map again. So no, you are a fair ways off from forest because the nearest forest is like the one outside of Malja.
Okay. Are there trees though?
Yeah, there's some trees.
Okay, he'll point to there's a there's a triad of trees there in like a triangle formation. He points there and says, "Meet me there when you guys come out."
Okay. Like Daisy's gonna stick with you regardless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like Daisy then just is not.
It's just the bat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to set.
Yeah. So as we're like there about a half a day behind, probably setting up our camp at this point as well. Like on just standing there, her eyes rolled back as she rolls back from Find Familiar, looks over at Hong Huzi and goes, "Your lady said not to be late." You're muted.
That's the first thing he said, so you didn't relay the rest, and he's just...
Like, that's the first thing she says coming out. Yeah.
He's just gonna be like... How?
And then she's gonna relay the description of what the best of her ability, like what she saw as a bat.
Yeah.
I
Pay
think
for that later.
she.
I was going to say Fang told you. He did just.
Yeah. Fang is sleeping in a tree.
Would have been great to know that earlier, but fuck, whatever.
Well, I mean, do you honestly expect more out of her?
We're not having this conversation.
Do you say this to like the group also what you saw, or is it just
Yeah. Like it's
cool.
to the group. It's just like very pointedly. She said, "Don't be late" at Hong Huzi, and then more of a general thing.
What does it mean? Don't be late.
Yeah. What does it mean, Hong Huzi?
Means not to be late now, doesn't it?
Or else what? I mean, like, it kind of insinuates a threat, like, a little bit. I mean, I'm not usually...
He just pulls down, like, the, like a little bit of his armor and his jacket slightly, so that, like, you probably can't necessarily, like, see the, like, puncher itself at the angle, at the angle you might be looking at it from, but you know that that's where the, like, the alchemical, scar from the injection is, and then he just lets go, like he sells himself.
Okay, well, I mean, that still doesn't tell me much about,
It's a personal thing. Luckily, it's not going to affect most of us, unlike the rest of this adventure.
I'll have to wait. Not gonna.
Just.
It's like, I've seen you in the morning. They count too.
So, you all kind of, unless Fang, are you just kind of setting up camp and waiting for everyone else?
Yeah.
I've got a few things I want to do.
Oh, what you got?
First things first, he is
Finally
hunting,
able to catch a little gift that
and
works. Hope
it
you're
is
having
just
a great night,
howls
Val. Stalwa,
and
one heart.
running, and it is, he finds a bow or something on the ground and just goes to hunt. And then he brings back enough for everyone to have multiple servings of this, and he
A feast.
he makes a fire pit. Takes him probably 3-4 hours to get out this big fire pit and fills it with logs and makes lean-tos and all this stuff. He's preparing essentially what his tribe would do whenever they moved to make this big gathering site. And he's cooking and cleans up the bodies, puts them all in a pile, and hides them behind some rocks or something. He doesn't care about them. He takes whatever weapons he can find that aren't nailed to the ground, if you know what I mean. But other than that, he's just kind of making this big area so that when they come out, they have a nice warm place to sleep and eat food. And he even makes stew. Like, he uses his he uses his
Yes.
he has cooking skills and stuff.
I'm so down for this.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, no rolls required. I'm just gonna let that one go. So I
what
will
all did he gather?
There's deer and berries, and root vegetables, herbs, and everything, and just
It's not just meat.
yeah, it's not just
beautiful.
Meat.
That was
Yeah.
He got extra meat. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you, Faye.
So you all do as you exit the Underdark, finally leaving that acrid, arcane, like burnt smell, right? Which has permeated pretty much all of it, right? You on your journey out, it was very quick, so you weren't exactly, keeping watch, but it was all burnt. So there's just this constant like after effect of like when a fireball goes off, or more specifically, as you all have found out, a wall of fire is moved by a sorcerer through tunnels. Just like that dead arcane smell. You finally step out into the open air. You see Fang with this little impromptu feast made, and down the rest of the mountain and nestled on a river, that kind of further down, like nestled between 3 large hills on the side of the river, you see a small town that you all assume is Bronze Hill. You think it's probably named because the ground here seems fairly, first of all, full of like a lot of clay and minerals, right? And so as the like setting sun kind of hits these 3 large hills, there's kind of a faint bronze ruddy glow as the sun hits the hills.
I don't know about you, but I really don't want to share a tiny hut with y'all again tonight.
It's about a day's walk away. Still,
Okay.
like, it's in sight.
Okay.
There's also a shelter built for everyone. You spent the time to do
Tents and lean-tos.
So are we all going to bed like now?
I think we should.
Honguzi is gonna hang back a little bit and like cross her peanut. There's an issue.
What
You
do you mean?
remember the elf in that little village?
Yeah?
She's got your soul. Don't die.
Worth something to her?
Yeah, because when you gave her your dreams, she got a claim on your soul too.
I mean, I didn't give her all of them.
I guess he gave her enough.
All of them. Oh,
We're gonna fix it,
I
but
figured I didn't have a soul, so oh well.
you shouldn't talk like that. You're not. You're not the kind. You're not my kind. It's fine.
What am I?
You've got plenty to look forward to.
You
And-
sure?
Yeah. The point is, we'll clean it up. You'll be fine.
Guess who's getting a hug?
It's like he never expects it, but like, yeah.
If you're sure, you know I trust you.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna let you go.
So, I'm guessing Anja's probably gonna be by herself eventually.
Like when they get back to the town, she's definitely not sharing her room. But I mean, if
Well,
they're
right
gonna,
now we're
yeah,
in the
in the camp, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if
as
you
we,
need to talk to Anja, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
gonna like kind of find a moment as soon as we get out of the Underdark, and
Yeah.
he's gonna come up to you and be like, I can actually get us back to that place, like right now, if you want to go.
I'm gonna think about it for a second. I just don't know what I would do if I went there, what to say. Can you give me the day, maybe when we're in town and a little bit more secure?
Yes, but can you also explain to me what happened? I wasn't around
What do you...
when that happened. I was in the forest.
There was an innkeep. She was an elf.
Mhm.
And she offered Alex a deal that I witnessed. I let Alex make the decision for himself despite everything. And essentially he traded his dreams for a closer relationship with Ares.
That seems very foolish.
Yeah, I guess that's what I get for dating the paladin.
Well, we can always go get his soul back whenever you want. So just let me know. And then he's going to walk over to the food that's been prepared.
Thanks,
He used
Rock.
all of his willpower to not go over the food and talk to Anja beforehand.
Like, you feel like a small pat on your tail. Thanks.
As he quickly walks away.
Yeah. Thanks, Rock.
But wait, there's food.
Yeah. Just...
So, yeah, you all eat together, having gone through the Underdark, having lost 2 friends in this kind of a shortcut.
Chatter is going to like sit next to Fang and sort of like smile while he's like eating his like berries and non-meat things, and thanks for gathering all these wonderful cuisines for us, and everybody seems to really be enjoying it. You know, it's kind of been kind of a downer the past couple days, you know, with our friends dying and everything, you know, and look at Throck, look how happy he is, and I'm imagining Throck just like,
No, 100%.
There's like probably 2 or 3 extra beers set aside just for Throck, because he's seen him eat before. But yeah, Fang hearing that is gonna stand up and just address everyone. Ooh, wow.
Thank you, Drew.
But hearing that there were 2 that recently, he stands
It's
up.
gonna roar 5 times, so we're not gonna hear you.
I'm gonna wait for the roars.
let the roar happen.
There's 3.
I want to put
Don't you
my...
apologize.
Don't apologize for greatness. I want to put my emotes down, but I don't have them yet.
There's 4. It takes... There's... Oh, I think that's the last one. I think for Margaret is the last one. So that's it. Thank you.
So what do you do?
So Fang stands up and he's gonna he cleans his mouth a little bit because he was eating pretty like messily. It's the first time he's had something that wasn't 2 legs. So he stands up and says, I know you have lost, but in my tribe it is customary to celebrate. That is why the feast was made. It was to celebrate the dead, not mourn them. because they are no longer hunted by the greatest hunter anymore. It is joyous occasion, and it is good to see all of you alive. I don't know you very well, but I will tell you my name. Now, names in my culture are very sacred, but my name is Fang, and I, on behalf of my tribe, thank you for helping me out, and would like to welcome you to our feasts. And Rob, where exactly are we on the map? Just right outside of Bronzeville, correct?
Correct.
So, Fang is going to let out a howl that was louder than you guys have heard before. And Tooth, howl. Claw, howl. Another howl. Another howl. And just howls from everywhere. It's not close enough. It's like a day's journey, but just howls in the distance. And they do sound like they're getting closer. Because this is about where technically it's more towards the river-ish, but it's close enough because wolf howls are ridiculously well traveled. But that's what you hear. You just hear those howls.
As the howls ring out in the forest, Anja, mourning Alex, Huzi dreading seeing the Lady Hareen in town, Brock mourning Elenia and concerned about what this symbol of his ancient tribe means, Shatter worried about the curse dormant for now inside of him, and Proserpina knowing that Don't Be Late actually probably refers to her, not to Huzi, given the sendings. That is where we're going to end for this episode of Revenge of the Gith.
Yay! All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming and showing up. That was, as always, man, that was a show. Whew, some emotional emotions. This is why I don't put black eyeliner on my lower lid anymore.
More gay. There's more gay.
There's more gay. There's always room for more gay. As far as the rest of the week goes with the channel, we are in like a transitional period as far as like episodes and stuff goes. So we have a little bit less than normal. So we're still off on Thursdays completely, but you can catch us again on Saturday afternoon at 1:30 PST time for some Dragon Age TTRPGs with myself and some other wonderful human beings, and that one is always fun. But yeah, everyone else, go around the circle. OBS is kind of burping, but we're still kind of seeing at least 1,500 kilobytes a second. So hopefully people are hearing us. But with that, everyone, where can we find you on the internet? What you're doing in the next 7 days? All that kind of stuff. Starting, of course, with Obadiah.
All right. Hey, I am Obadiah. At Jasa Dyson on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch. At twitch.tv/Shinabi, where on most Tuesdays and Fridays I am streaming Neo, although I will not be streaming it this Friday, for I have a prior important commitment. So instead, come check me out this coming Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for some good video game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Video games. Video games.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, that's me. Hi, I'm Ember. I'm the Forged King, and once again, just fucking fantastic game, man. As always. Yeah, you can find me here every Wednesday, and you can find me over on Capri the Gamer's channel on Tuesdays at 7 CST.
6.
Yes.
It's 6.
Or 8 CST, sorry.
Mm.
8 CST. Where I play a wizard who totally didn't just take a level of assassin for one ability that I renamed and really enjoyed. Other than that, I would say I stream, but my computer just can't handle it right now until I figured out what was the problem and basically had to drop out.
Oh well.
So,
Hi guys, I'm Hope from over at She Games He Games, where I have a joint channel with my husband. So it's very exciting. This Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, United States, we will be picking back up from our hiatus on my homebrew campaign, Plague of the Lich Queen, where I am DM. I've been running this campaign for 2 years now, and they are going into the belly of the beast, getting ready to fight the big bad. It's going to be lit after some stuff with our players having some personal life issues. We are going back into it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see maybe some people there. Thanks as always, Val and Rob. Amazing session. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, everyone. Once again, I'm Robin. You can find me all over the internet as Robin_Shadle. And after false starts, personal issues, and very unexpected things, yeah, Roll for Date Night is finally getting off the hitch this Saturday, 8 p.m. Central. Is it daylight or is it standard? Or it's 8 o'clock Central evening?
Yeah.
I don't know I don't keep up with daylight or anything.
Daylight until November.
Mm. So
It will be one-on-one with my partner. So if you want couples gaming, that will be very, very gay.
Yes.
Always be gayer.
Can always be gayer.
More gay!
And I would promise at least 69 gay pussy jokes because of homosexuality.
Nice.
Nice.
And that's a free one.
Expect nothing less.
Nothing less.
I'm Montana. You can find me at Montana What on Instagram and at Montana What2 on Twitter. You can find me tomorrow night at Joe Foldham. We're going to be playing Mass. I play Backlash, a teenage superhero that lives in Vancouver. He's actually learned how to teleport now, so that's something. Yeah, you can check us out tomorrow night, 9 p.m. PDT. In the chat. Those things.
Great. And I am, of course, Robbie the Jim at Robbie Rolling on the Twitters and stuff. Although, to be honest, all I really use that for is to let you know when I'm going to stream on the many channels I do. So, of course, I'll be back here next week where you all will get to meet the Lady Hareen, if you haven't already, who is the person who murdered all of those Gith with different alchemical weapons, which, you know, probably definitely not ethical in any way, shape, or form. And of course, every Sunday I am on Nerdly Gaming's channel with Hero Complex, where I play the protege Buckler, who is not at all emotionally stunted, as well as Val is playing the Nova. It's a great game. And I didn't forget it. I saved it for last. Every Thursday, I'm on the Dice Tyrants, playing in a game, Aethern Steamworks, The Clockwork Zephyr. Something about that, the GM of that game, Ty, created the system and is actually doing a Kickstarter for that system. It's a really cool project. Come check it out. Plug it if you can.
Yeah, you've probably seen him in the chat. It's Lot. Yeah.
Lot, Evenstar, amazing human being, amazing system. Support him however you can, even that's just kind of spreading the word.
Yep.
That's me.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, once again. We will see you again on Saturday. For now, let's go give some love over to my good friend, Grant Ellis. He is a producer of TTRPG content as well, but right now he's just playing some Armello. So, bye, everyone.